You are listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Game 3 here at Nettleton Stadium, the rubber match. Your Rogues took Game 1. The Chico Heat bounced back by a score of 5-2 over the Rogues in Game 2. Game 3 is tonight, coming up in just a few minutes. On the mound for your Medford Rogues, Connor Konishi. Valley Immediate Care is a proud sponsor of our Rogues broadcast team. Valley Immediate Care has locations in both North and South Medford, Ashland, Grants Pass, and Brookings, offering urgent care, occupational health, physicals, laser services, and more. Head to valley-ic.com for more information. Now time for the Valley Immediate Care pregame injury report. Same as it's always been, Liam Kent at home with nursing the sore ribs, DJ Wilson nursing a sore shoulder, Jordan Reagan with a sore elbow. Jake Gazzo, who failed to make the Valley Immediate Care pregame injury report, is at home as well, nursing a sore ankle. Dante Gutierrez, who had been on the pregame injury report the last few nights, is in the starting lineup tonight. He had a swollen left eye for reasons that are still to be decided. I suppose it's up to you at home to decide if it was a bee sting or if he was hit by a ball that jumped up on him while the Rogues were practicing in the field to take on the defensive side. Your starting lineup for the Medford Rogues. Leading things off, Davis DeLorphis. Batting second, Jaden Hanna. Batting third, Eric Yang. Batting cleanup, Alex Isola. Batting fourth, Dante Gutierrez, DHing tonight. Batting sixth, Jake Helwig. Batting seventh, Johnny De La Cruz. Batting eighth, Caleb Smith. And batting ninth, Clay Valenzuela Reese. Just a few minutes from getting underway here at Nettleton Stadium. I'm Jonathan Kerman with you on the call. So glad to have all of you with us. Hannah family, thank you so much for joining us. You're one of our regulars. I really appreciate all of the viewership from everybody listening back at home. It's significantly cooler here at Chico. The temperature right now an even 100 degrees, so 5 to 8 degrees less than it's been the past 2 days, but I can tell you it doesn't feel like it. Anything 100 and up is just plain hot. Just a few minutes from getting underway. Connor Konishi on the mound for your Medford Rogues. Pitching for the Chico Heat, Ryan Sanchez. Sanchez, a junior at the University of Hawaii Pacific from Atwater, California. Konishi committed to playing to San Jose State next year from La Mesa, California. Konishi, a southpaw, standing in 6'1", 195 pounds. Should be a fun one here tonight. Two very close games that went down to the wire, games 1 and 2. It's the rubber match between the top two teams in the Great West League, the Chico Heat and your Medford Rogues. We'll be back with the first pitch right after this.
It's time for Medford Rogues Baseball as the Rogues take on the best of the West in the Great West League. Don't miss a minute of the action. Listen to every Medford Rogues game all season long, live on MedfordRogues.com. Now, it's time for Medford Rogues Baseball. Calling all the action tonight, here's Jonathan Kerman.
Welcome, Rogue Nation, to Medford Rogues Baseball, live on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. It is Paint the Park Pink Night here at Chico at Nettleton Stadium. The Chico Heat wearing bright pink tops and black lettering, along with pinstripe white pants. Your Medford Rogues in the gray unis that have the white Medford with green lettering outline across the chest. On the mound for your Medford Rogues, Connor Konishi, who will be attending San Jose State in the fall. It's the rubber match between these two teams, the top two teams in the Great West League. The Rogues coming in at 16-7, the Chico Heat coming in at 14-9. The Rogues took Game 1. Chico Heat answered with Game 2. This game is for all the marbles, well, for the series. Perhaps these two teams will meet later in the playoffs when all the marbles really are at stake. So your Rogues will be facing Ryan Sanchez. Sanchez is a right-hander out of Atwater, California, attending University of Hawaii Pacific. Sanchez has appeared in 6 games, started 1. In 14 and 2/3 innings pitched, he's given up 16 hits and 10 runs, but struck out 15. That's good for a 4.29 ERA. Connor Konishi has started 1 game, went 4 innings, struck out 4, looking to lower that 6.75 ERA here today. National anthem being sung today as we speak, just a few minutes from getting underway here at Nettleton Stadium. Game 3 of a 3-game series with the Rogues' last game of the road trip. It's been a long one. Your Rogues will come home, and on Monday, June 26th, they will face the Potters for a 1-game series. That Monday home game is the first Mystery Monday of the year for the Medford Rogues. The mystery promotion, Kevin Con. The Rogues are celebrating all Kevins in the Rogue Valley and the surrounding area. If your name is Kevin, you get in for free on Monday night. Just show your ID at the gate. If it says Kevin on it, you get a free ticket. If you're not named Kevin, that's quite all right too. Tell us who your favorite Kevin is at the gate on Monday, June 26th, and receive a ticket for just $5. Everyone who participates in KevinCon will receive a free pack of Moose Munch, courtesy of Harry and David. Chico Heat taking the field now. Here's the defensive alignment for the Chico Heat. Catching Ryan Sanchez, Joe Davison, who started Game 1, did not play in Game 2, appeared in the late innings of Game 2. At third, Brandon De La Guardia. At short, Grant Heisinger. At second, Justin Watari. And at first, Marcus Wilhite. In the outfield, same as it's been all series. In left, Garrett Kelly. At center, Tanner Tokunaga. And in right, Cole Lemmel. So DeLorphis getting ready to lead things off for the Rogues. Again, you're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Getting reports from those of you back home that Medford is 106 degrees. Well, I can assure you, we know what that feels like. DeLorphis walking up to the plate. Few of the Rogues getting a night off today. Been a long road trip, been a hot road trip. So Hogan electing to not play some players this evening. DeLorphis steps in, and we're ready to get underway here at Nettleton Stadium. Again, I'm Jonathan Kerman with you on the call for tonight's game and Monday's home game. Brian Schnee still on vacation. Here's the first pitch to DeLorphis that is looked at in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. DeLorphis waits on the 0-1. Here it is. That one's also in there for a strike. Quickly 0-2 to Davis DeLorphis. So no balls, 2 strikes to Davis DeLorphis. Just getting underway here at Nettleton. Here's the pitch. Off speed just outside. 1-2 the count. Waiting on deck, Jaden Hanna. Out in Corvallis, it hit 102 degrees, so it's hot everywhere. Here's the pitch. Swung on, that's it through the right side of the field for a base hit. Davis DeLorphis leading things off with a single. But I believe, let me check my notes, but I believe DeLorphis has led off every game in this series. Yes, he has. He has led off every game this series against the Heat with a single. Exactly what you want to see from your leadoff hitter. So that'll bring up Jaden Hanna. Jaden Hanna batting .333 on the year in 15 games, 17 hits, 10 runs, 12 RBIs. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher. DeLorphis is taking off. The catcher didn't see it. It was right in front of the home plate. It right there in the dirt. Catcher Joe Davison had no idea where it was, spinning around like a dog chasing his tail. DeLorphis, recognizing that, took off for second in there without a throw. So now a runner at second for Jaden Hanna. Nobody out here top of the first inning. Your Medford Rogues taking on the Chico Heat here at Nettleton. Lefty Hanna waits on the 1-0 pitch. Here it is. Shows bunt. Pulls back. It's a ball. 2-0 the count to Hanna. DeLorphis is at second. Dances off the bag. Sanchez looks back. Now comes home. Here's the pitch. That one is just outside. 3-0 now to Jaden Hanna. Waiting on deck, Eric Yang playing first base tonight for your Rogues. 3-0 the count to Jaden Hanna. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. Hanna taking all the way. 3-1 the count. So hitters count 3-1 to Jaden Hanna. DeLorphis is on deck. Here's the pitch. That is a called strike. Jaden Hanna was halfway to first base. He thought that was outside. Home plate umpire Cecil Felkins making the call. Pitch looked low, but Felkins disagreed. So Hanna will return. And it's now a full count, 3-2. DeLorphis at second. Walked and stole second. Singled and stole second. 3-2 the count to Jaden Hanna. Ryan Sanchez gets the pitch. Here it is. Swung on, foul, back off the third base side. We will do this again.
The best sandwich in Chico.
So we'll do this again. A full count to Jaden Hanna. Nobody out. Top of the first inning. Delorfus at second. And Sanchez steps off the rubber. Delorfus scampers back to second base. Final game of a 3-game series. Final game of the road trip for the Rogues. Excited to come home. Here's the pitch. Swung on that is hit foul off the third base side, excuse me. Out of play. And we will do this again. Those of you at home, I assume, watched or at least caught a bit of the College World Series. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Nope, Sanchez steps off the bag. Delorfus back at second. And I'm going to have to agree with you, Laura. There was some very questionable calls. Honestly, not even questionable. Just some plain wrong calls by the home plate umpire calling balls and strikes. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Swung on, hit foul back again. Delorfus still at second. Hanna battling here. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat to Jaden Hanna. Behind the plate tonight, Cecil Falcons. On the base paths, Jim Richens. Delorfus at second, nobody out. Hanna at first. Hanna at the plate, excuse me. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, and now finally it gets a walk. So you'll remember 3 or 4 pitches ago, Hanna took a ball that he thought was low. Home plate umpire Cecil Falcons called it a strike. Hanna had already run halfway to first before having to come back. Finally earns that walk. Great plate discipline by Jaden Hanna. Fouling off balls, and then finally Sanchez blinks, misses the plate. 2 on, nobody out for the Rogues. Eric Yang coming up.
First baseman number 31, Eric Yang.
And to go back to the College World Series, it's not like just from a subjective view, a subjective eye on TV, you just see, that looks outside, that's a ball. There were cameras on top of the plate. First pitch to Eric Yang, a curveball in there, and Joe Davison's going to go out and have a quick conversation with his pitcher, Ryan Sanchez. Cameras pointing right down on home plate, and you could see a solid 5 to 6 inches of space in between home plate where the ball was being thrown, where it crossed the plate. Rung out by the home plate umpire. Oh, 0-1 the count. Yang shows bunt, comes back. It's outside. That evens the count 1 apiece. Just getting underway here in Nettleton. Delorfus at first. He's singled. Jaden Hanna walked. Nobody out. Eric Yang at the plate, waiting on deck. Alex Isola. Sanchez looks back. Now comes home. Delorfus fakes going off. Comes back. The pitch is bunted. Foul off the first base side. So 1-2 now to Eric Yang. One and 2 the count. Delorfus at second, Hanna at first. Nobody out, top of the first inning. Here's the pitch. Delorfus running. Curveball fouled back by Yang. Delorfus had a great jump. Probably would have made it in safely, but Yang, seeing that curveball was going to fall in the zone, fouled it back, fought it off to stay alive. Second and first, still nobody out. Sanchez looking back at Delorfus, who just went. And he's going to step off the rubber, looking back at Delorfus. Delorfus causing some trouble out there. Letting Sanchez know, I'm going to steal this bag. Nothing you can do about it. 1-2 the count to Eric Yang. Here's the pitch. High, 2-2 the count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. Nobody out, top of the first inning. Delorfus at second, Hanna at first. At the plate, Eric Yang. On deck, Alex Isola. Sanchez looks back at second, now comes home. Swung on, hit sharply to the second baseman. The second baseman over to the short, over to first in time. They turn the double play. That was Justin Watari to Grant Heisinger, over to Marcus Wilhite. And just like that, there are 2 outs here for the Rogues. However, DeLorfis, the leadoff man, is at third for Alex Isola. That's been a bit of an issue with Eric Yang, at least in this series. Grounded into a number of double plays. I believe that's his 3rd or 4th of the series, and that's just tough to see, especially from your 3-hitter. First pitch, check swing, fouled back, hit his bat, 0-1 the count. What is encouraging is that the Rogues are getting men on. Just a matter of getting them home. Both teams struggled with that last night. 5-3 was the final score, but there were a ton of hits in that last game. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is fastball just outside, 1-1 the count. Waiting on deck, the designated hitter making his return for the Rogues since injuring his left eye, Dante Gutierrez. DeLorfis at third, 2 outs. Isola at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit through the right side of the infield. Isola delivers. Davis DeLorfis comes home. Your Rogues strike first. They're on top, 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. So an RBI single for Alex Isola, and that'll bring up Dante Gutierrez. Gutierrez returning from a 4-game absence. Injured his eye back in the series at Marysville. It was swollen, I can tell you that. Here's the first pitch to Gutierrez. High, ball 1. It was swollen. It looked like a grapefruit. Right around his left eye. Much better today, though. A little bit of bruising, a little purple, but the swelling has gone down. You can actually see. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one catches the inside part of the plate, a fastball. Good location by Sanchez. 1-1 the count. Isola at first. Waiting on deck, Jake Helwig. One and one the count. Your Rogues strike first. 1-0, top of the first inning. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That one high and outside. 2-1 the count. Great crowd on hand for the Chico Heat. These Heat fans don't mind the heat. 100 degrees here at Nettleton. 2-1. Sanchez will step off the rubber. Isola comes back. Isola comes back at first. I'm being told that it is actually 99 degrees, so I'm upselling just a little bit. A mild 99. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Dante Gutierrez, just low. Catcher Davison held the ball there, waiting for the home plate umpire Cecil Falcons to call a strike. Never did. Finally throws the ball back to Ryan Sanchez. 3-1 now to Dante Gutierrez. Isola at first. RBI singled in. DeLorfis, here's the pitch. Swung on, that's hit well down the right field line. That is going to be trouble if it's fair. It is fair. It is a fair ball. Hogan giving the green light to Isola. Here's the play at the plate. It's going to be close, and they get him. A great play out there in right field by Cole Lemmel. Lemmel to Marcus Wilhite to the catcher Joe Davison, gets Alex Isola at the plate. So the Rogues do get one. Isola gunned down at the plate. A good relay thrown by the Chico Heat. It had to be a perfect throw to catch Isola, and it was. One of those plays you just got to tip your cap and say, do it again. So we head to the bottom of the first inning. Your Rogues are on top, 1-0. We're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Most do-it-yourselfers know that if you do it yourself, you get more for your money. At No Frills Flooring, get the absolute best prices on carpet, vinyl, hardwood, laminate, natural stone, porcelain tile, and granite slabs for countertops. No Frills Flooring is a wholesale supplier of floor covering materials targeted to serving the construction industry and do-it-yourselfers. With a large selection of the most desired products available at the lowest prices, they want to help you with your project. Stop in one of the stores located on Ross Stanley Drive in Medford or East Street in Grants Pass, or visit NoFrillsFlooring.com. When No Frills says more floors, they mean it. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group. The bottom half of the inning snuck up on me. First pitch to Tanner Tokunaga, the leadoff man for the Heat. He bunts. It's a great one and gets a board. So welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group. The Heat have the leadoff man on. Your Rogues are on top, though. They got the leadoff man, Davis DeLorfis, home on an RBI single by Alex Isola. So Tokunaga bunts. That'll bring up Brandon De La Guardia. Here's the pitch home from Connor Konishi. Swung on foul back. 0-1 the count. Defensive alignment for your Rogues. Catching Connor Konishi is Alex Isola, who had that RBI single back in the first inning and was then gunned out at home after Dante Gutierrez hit a double down the right field line. At third, Jaden Hanna. At short, Davis DeLorfis. At second, Clay Valenzuela-Reese. At first, Eric Yang. Here's the 0-1 to De La Guardia. Curveball that drops out of the zone. 1-1 the count. In the outfield, De La Cruz. In center, Caleb Smith. And in right, Jake Helwig. Tanner Tokunaga leading things off with a leadoff bunt. First pitch that he saw. Here's the 1-1. He's taking off. That is popped up off the first base side. Giving chase is Yang, but it's going to land into the bullpen. We'll do this again. 1-2 the count to De La Guardia. Tokunaga was running on the play. Have to head back to first. Tokunaga has been a thorn in the side of the Rogues all series long. Both at the plate and out in the field, making some terrific plays in center. 1-2 the count to Brandon De La Guardia. That pitch is swung on, just got a piece of it. De La Guardia fouls it back. We'll do this again. Batting lineup for the Chico Heat. Tokunaga leading things off at first. Brandon De La Guardia at the plate. Justin Watari batting third. Batting fourth, Garrett Kelly. Batting fifth, Marcus Wilhite. Batting sixth, Joe Davison. Seventh is Cole Lemmel. Eighth, Jack Rodeville, the DH, and ninth, Grant Heisinger. Tokunaga going on the pitch. It swung through, and a great throw by Alex Isola to tag out Tanner Tokunaga. So a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Bases are cleared. 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. What a great play by Alex Isola. That is not the first batter that Alex Isola has thrown out this year, let me tell you, folks. I don't have the exact number in front of me, but I believe that is number 8. So now Justin Watari at the plate, 2 out, nobody on. And that ball is high, 1 ball, no strikes. So De La Guardia strikes out. Alex Isola throws out Tokunaga, trying to take second. Here's the pitch. Fastball is in there. 1-1 the count to the second baseman, Justin Watari. So Alex Isola doing it all for the Rogues right now. Driving in Isola, throwing out Tokunaga. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Justin Watari way behind that one. Waiting on deck, the left fielder, Garrett Kelly, who is the hottest hitter for the Heat right now. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the pitch from Konishi. That one's inside. 2-2 the count. Rogues on top, 1-0 here, bottom of the first inning. 2 out, nobody on. Justin Watari in a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch from Kanishi. Swung on that one's hit well to center field. Caleb Smith plays it on a bounce. So a 2-out single for Justin Watari. Just goes to show, though, how important having a catcher who can gun guys out trying to steal is. Because if Tokunaga makes it in safe on that throw by Alex Isola, he may have come home on that hit by Justin Watari. It's all baseball. Amazing how one play can really change an entire inning. Instead of at least 2 on and 1 out, it's 1 on and 2 out. Garrett Kelly at the plate, though. Here's the pitch. Off speed, that is just high and outside. Ball 1. Konishi looking in, getting the sign from Alex Isola. Justin Watari takes his lead at first. Here's the pitch. Swung on check swing. He went around, says Cecil Falcons. Cecil Falcons. 1 ball and 1 strike to Garrett Kelly, who has 9 hits, 5 runs, 2 doubles, a homer, 6 RBIs, and 4 walks in just 5 games with the Heat. So I'm sure they're very happy to have him. 1-1 the count to Garrett Kelly. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Great pitch by Connor Konishi, throwing that breaking ball right under the bat of Garrett Kelly. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner on first for the Heat. Rogues on top, 1-0 here, bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch from Kanishi. Swung on that one's hit well. Caleb Smith is coming on, and he's going to make a terrific diving catch. Coming on straight ahead. And those are the toughest balls to make a play on. Any outfielder will tell you the balls hit right at you are the toughest ones to make. And Caleb Smith, in there for Connor Lowry today, makes a terrific diving play, robbing Garrett Kelly of a hit and ending the inning. 2 hits, no runs across, 1 left for the Heat. We head to the top of the second inning. What an exciting game so far. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
At People's Bank, we know that banking doesn't have to be complicated. Good banking happens when we put people first. Here at People's Bank, we're for the people with big dreams. We're here for families working on creating a better life for their children. We're for businesses investing locally to create a better community we're proud to call home. This is Ken Troutman, president of People's Bank. When we put people first, families grow stronger, businesses thrive, and our community flourishes. People's Bank, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Located just 5 minutes from the I-5 in Grants Pass, Hellgate JetBoat Excursions is the only place you need to go for the ultimate Rogue River experience. Jet through historic Hellgate Canyon, lounge at the exclusive OK Corral, and feast on all-you-can-eat homemade barbecue. Visit www.hellgate.com to book your experience today.
We're back on the road with the Rogues.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. 1-0, your Rogues are on top here in the top of the second inning. Leading things off for the Rogues, Jake Helwig. First pitch is outside to Helwig, 1-0 the count. Next pitch to Helwig is inside, 2-0. Real exciting game so far here at Nettleton Stadium. Here's the 2-0 to Helwig. That one is low, ball 3. Helwig in this series has hit everything to the right side of the infield. I mean everything. Has 5 hits, all of them infield grounders to the right side. The second baseman, Matari, playing way back, just about on the grass. That is a 4-pitch walk to Jake Helwig, though. And that'll bring up Johnny De La Cruz. So Helwig at first, top of the second inning. And it's been an exciting game so far here at Nettleton Stadium. DeLorfis led things off with a single. Would come around to score on an Alex Isola RBI. First pitch swinging for De La Cruz. That's going to fall into left field. Jake Helwig is going to round second. He's heading to third. Here's the throw. Great throw. And they got him. So a great throw by Tanner Tokunaga. No, excuse me, the right fielder Cole Lemmel. Cole Lemmel, as I was just about to say, back in the first inning, threw out Alex Isola. It was a relay play from Cole Lemmel to Justin Watari to the catcher Joe Davison. Turned it perfectly to gun out Isola at home back in the first. Jake Helwig gunning for 3. Thrown out by Lemmel on one hop. De La Guardia applying the tag. So 1 out. De La Cruz advancing to second on the play. Caleb Smith, the center fielder, at the plate. First pitch swinging, fouled that back. 0-1 the count. So the Rogues have hit Ryan Sanchez hard. They're just getting thrown out by some terrific arms by the Heat. 0-1 the count to Caleb Smith. Here's the pitch. Swung on that one, hit well to left field. Going back and going to make the catch is Garrett Kelly, just about a foot from the foul line. Looked good, sounded good, but the wind blowing from left to right field, I'm sure, played a part in that one. It's a loud out for Caleb Smith, and that'll bring up Clay Valenzuela-Reese. So Helwig led things off with a walk. De La Cruz singled. Helwig trying to advance to third on the play, thrown out by Cole Lemmel, the right fielder. Caleb Smith with a loud out to left. Those are the 2 outs. De La Cruz is at second. Here's the pitch to Valenzuela-Reese. That one's hit well, and by the diving shortstop, Hogan is giving De La Cruz the green light home, and he will score without a throw. So, back-to-back RBI singles for the Medford Rogues. Back-to-back 2-out RBI singles for the Medford Rogues. The clutch hitting continues. Your Rogues are now on top 2-0 here at Nettleton. So an RBI single for Clay Valenzuela-Reese, another Rogue who hasn't seen some playing time in a while, but comes back and delivers. That'll bring up Davis DeLorfis, who singled to lead off this inning, and every inning this series. First pitch taken for a strike. DeLorfis thought about swinging, but held back. 0-1 the count, 2 outs, top of the second inning. Rogues on top 2-0. Clay Valenzuela-Reese with the RBI single to bring home Johnny De La Cruz at first. Here's the pitch to DeLorfis. That one's going to get through the right side of the field where he hit it last time. So identical singles for Davis DeLorfis. Runners at first and second for the Rogues now. 2 outs. That'll bring up Jaden Hanna.
Now batting for Lane Community College. Third baseman number 5, Jaden Hanna.
Hanna walked and was gunned out on a double play back in the first inning. So the lefty Hanna stepping into the batter's box. Clay Valenzuela-Reese at second, DeLorfis at first. Sanchez looks back, now comes home. First pitch taken by Hanna for a strike. 0-1 the count. 1 run in the first for the Rogues. That was DeLorfis, led things off with a single. Was brought home on a two-out single by Alex Isola. And then here in the second, Clay Valenzuela-Reese delivering home Johnny De La Cruz. Back pick attempt at second. Clay Valenzuela-Reese is back in time. Good pickoff attempt, but Valenzuela-Reese on the ball waiting for that one. Gets back safely. DeLorfis takes his lead at first. Here's the 0-1 to Jaden Hanna. Just high and outside, 1-1 the count. So 1-1 the count to Jaden Hanna. Runners on first and second for the Rogues. Waiting on deck, Eric Yang. Ryan Sanchez comes set. Now comes home. Here it is. Swung on, fouled back. 1-2 the count.
That foul ball brought to you by Casino 99. Your home for blackjack in Chico.
1 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Top of the second inning. 2-0. Your Rogues are on top. They got 1 in the first and 1 in the second. 6 hits already in this game for the Rogues and 2 walks. Here's the pitch. Swung on, that is hit, and it's going to be caught by the shortstop for the final out of the inning. So the Rogues strand 2, but another run comes across. That was Clay Valenzuela-Reese sending home Johnny De La Cruz. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Your Rogues are on top 2-0. We're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
It's now time for the...
Rogues Baseball is brought to you by Claudio Alvarez Construction and Restoration. Founded over 2 decades ago, Claudio Alvarez Construction and Restoration are there when you need them most. Whether it's fire, storm, or water damage, the Alvarez Restoration team is ready and willing to bring your home back to how it used to be. They like to say, when bad stuff happens, they make good stuff happen. Find us at alvarezrestoration.com or by calling 541-727-7340.
We're back on the road with the Rogues.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. I'm Jonathan Kerman with you on the call for this final game of a 3-game series between the Chico Heat and the Medford Rogues, the rubber match between the top 2 teams in the Great West League. Rogues on top 2-0, bottom of the second inning. Leading things off, Marcus Wilhite for the Heat. That first pitch by Connor Kanishi is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Rogues got 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Could have had more. They have 6 hits in this game to go along with 2 walks, but some great defensive plays by outfielder Cole Lemmel, keeping the Rogues off the board for now. Here's the pitch. That pitch is inside. Called a strike on the inside part of the plate. 1-1 the count. Great throws by Cole Lemmel, preventing more runs from coming across for the Rogues. Next pitch swung on and missed by Wilhite. 1-2 the count. Konishi quickly ahead here. Bottom of the second inning. Wind up and the pitch. Here it is. That one is just outside. Alex Isola waiting for that one to be called a strike. Not called by home plate umpire Cecil Felkins. Evening the count to 2-2. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on the live stream. Here's the pitch from Connor Kanishi. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, says the home plate umpire. Strike 3. Second strikeout of the day for Connor Kanishi. That'll bring up the catcher, Joe Davison. Joe Davison, the catcher in the first game. Those of you that joined us, it was a tense few moments in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Rogues were up big coming into the inning. However, gave up 3 runs. The bases were loaded. The bases were not loaded. Here's the first pitch to Joe Davison. Then I'll tell you about the first game. That one's outside, ball 1. Second and third for the Heat, 2 outs. Joe Davison representing the tying run. Will Floyd on the mound for the Rogues, and after 6 foul balls, it was a long at-bat. Here's the pitch. That one is hit well, but foul down the third base side. 1-1 the count. After fouling off ball after ball after ball, Joe Davison gets hit by Will Floyd. Davison had some words to say to the catcher Alex Isola and to Will Floyd. Dugouts chirping at each other. The head coach is coming out, having a conversation. 1-1 the count. Off speed just outside. 2-1 to Joe Davison. Warnings were issued to both dugouts. Settle down. Let's play baseball. Loaded the bases, but Taylor Frost came in to end the threat. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit well up the middle. That's going to be a base hit for Joe Davison. That'll bring up Cole Lemmel, the right fielder, who has made some terrific plays with his arm. Gunning out Alex Isola at home and Jake Helwig at third. So the Rogues escaped game one. Taylor Frost getting them out of yet another bases-loaded jam. Couldn't find the magic in game two, fell 5-3. Here's Cole Lemmel at the dish. Here's the pitch. First one in there for a strike, a fastball on the inside part of the plate. 0-1 the count. One out, bottom of the second inning. Your Rogues are on top, 2-0. Davison at first led things off. Marcus Wilhite led things off. He was struck out by Kanishi. Davison at first with the single up the middle. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike two. Cole Lemmel could not lay off that off-speed pitch. My apologies, I've been calling him Joe Davison. It is Jake Davidson. Apologies for that, but Heat broadcast team keeping me honest. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, that's it. High chopper to the third baseman, Hanna. Hanna over to second, over to first. No, not in time. It was a close play at first. The Rogues get the lead runner. Field ump Jim Richens calling Cole Lemmel first. Jake Davidson out at second on the force play. That'll bring up the DH, Jack Rodeville. A very close play at first base. Jim Richens calling Cole Lemmel safe. 2 outs. Lemmel at first. Bottom of the second inning. Jack Rodeville at the dish. Here's the pitch. Swung on, that's hit well. It's going to be just over the shortstop, Davis Lorfus's glove. And now the Heat have 2 on. Here with 2 out. So Lemmel at second, Rodeville at first. That'll bring up the 9-hitter, Grant Heisinger.
Ready for Chico from Indiana Tech. Shortstop number 23, Grant Heisinger.
Bottom of the second inning, 2 outs. Rogues on top, 2-0 here. But the Heat have a runner in scoring position and a runner on first. Konishi lefty, facing the lefty, Heisinger. First pitch is low, ball 1. Grant Heisinger from Elk Grove, California. Bats left, throws right. Plays for Indiana State during the fall. Konishi looks back at second at Lemmel, who's taking a generous lead. Now comes home. That one's outside. 2-0 the count. To Grant Heisinger waiting on deck. Public enemy number 1 for the Rogues, wearing number 1. Tanner Tokunaga. Lemmel at second, Rodeville at first. Bottom of the second inning, 2 out. Konishi trying to get out of this one. Here's the pitch. Just inside, and now a 3 balls and no strikes count to the 9-hitter, Grant Heisinger. Rogues have 2 runs on 6 hits. Heat have yet to score, but have 4 hits in this ballgame. Konishi comes set. Looks back at second, now comes home. That one's way inside, and that will load up the bases for Tanner Tokunaga. Tokunaga singled to lead off the game for the Heat and was then thrown out on a great throw by Alex Isola at second base. Bases loaded for Tokunaga. 2 outs, bottom of the second. First pitch swung on and fouled back off the first base side. 0-1 the count.
Sponsored by Chico Spine and Wellness. Helping the Chico Heat reach their full potential.
Again, thank all of you for joining us here on the broadcast, wherever you may be, whether that's back in the Rogue Valley or across the country. So great to have you, so great to bring you Rogues baseball. 0-1 the count to Tanner Tokunaga. Here's the pitch. Swung on, chipped, back. It was like a check swing by Tokunaga. Got the bat, fouled it back. 0-2 to Tokunaga. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, bases loaded for the Chico Heat. Rogues on top 2-0. Connor Konishi waits, now goes into the windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on, just got a piece of it, did Tokunaga. Actually fouled it off his foot. Gonna take a second to walk it off. Lemmel is at third, Rodeville at second, Grant Heisinger at first base. Tanner Tokunaga stepping in, 0-2 the count, 2 outs. But the Heat threatening. Konishi gets the sign from Isola. Here's the pitch. Chipped, just foul again. Tokunaga went down at his knees to get that one. Just does get a piece of it. And we will do this again. So the drama mounting here. Bottom of the second inning. Rogues on top 2-0. Tanner Tokunaga at the plate, 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Konishi. Fouled back again. So 0-2 the count, but that was the 4th foul ball at this at-bat for Tanner Tokunaga. Waiting on deck, Brandon De La Guardia, who struck out back in the first inning. So we'll do this again. No balls, 2 strikes to Tanner Tokunaga. 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning. Bases are loaded for the Heat. Here's the wind and the pitch. That one's way high and outside. Easy take for Tokunaga. 1-2 the count. So we'll do this again. 1-2 the count to Tanner Tokunaga. This is the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Here's the wind and the pitch. That one is in the dirt now. 2-2 the count. 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. And Davis DeLorfer is going to have a quick conversation with Connor Konishi. Going to call up Alex Isola to have a quick conversation, the 3 of them. Gives me a second to talk to you guys about Mary's Barbecue. Tender, juicy, slow-smoked meat, homemade sides, and friendly service. And it's easy for anyone in Southern Oregon to get to. Mary's Barbecue at 841 East Pine Street in Central Point. Follow along on Facebook or their website, marysbbqplace.com. So we're all set to do this again. Bases loaded, 2-2 the count to Tanner Tokunaga. Connor Konishi gets the sign from Isola. Here's the pitch. That one's way high and outside. Gets away from Isola. And the lead runner doesn't come home. That ball sailed way far away from Alex Isola, hit off his glove, but the lead man, Cole Lemmel, doesn't go, preventing Jack Rodeville and Grant Heisinger at second and first from advancing. So 3-2 the count. It runs full. Tanner Tokunaga working back from an 0-2 pitch, fouling off ball after ball after ball. Worked himself a full count here. Bottom of the second inning, 2 outs. Here's the wind from Konishi. Swung on, hit up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. 1 run comes home. Here's the throw at the plate. It's going to be up off the mound. 2 come home. A game-tying 2 RBI single by Tanner Tokunaga, fighting off from 0-2. We have a tie ball game here at Nettleton. Tanner Tokunaga continues to be a headache for the Medford Rogues. Cole Lemmel and Jack Rodeville score. Grant Heisinger at second.
Third baseman, number 11, Brandon De La Guardia.
So that'll bring up Brandon De La Guardia, who struck out back in the first inning. Still 2 outs. Konishi looking to get out of this one. without getting any more across. Here's the first pitch, too high to a De La Guardia. Excuse me, that one is low, ball 1. Oh, excuse me, 1-0 the count to Brandon De La Guardia. Runners at first and second, 2 out here. 2-2 ball game. Here's the first pitch. Swung on, that's hit well to left field. That's going to be over the head of Johnny De La Cruz. That's going to be trouble. Goes all the way to the wall. 1 run comes around. Second one coming around. Holding up at second is De La Guardia. And the Heat have taken the lead here at Nettleton Stadium. 4-2 now. 4-run inning for the Chico Heat. All of these runs coming home with 2 outs. Christian Coronado going to go out and have a conversation with Connor Kanishi. That'll bring up Justin Watari, who singled back in the first inning. So the Rogues getting both of their runs with 2 outs. And now here in the second inning, the Chico Heat getting all 4 of theirs with 2 outs. 6 hits for each team. But the Rogues thrown out on some terrific plays by the right fielder Cole Lemmel in both the first and second inning. Still a lot of ball game left though, just the bottom of the second inning. And I have a feeling we haven't seen the last from either of these teams. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. So stepping in now with Brandon De La Guardia at second is Justin Watari, who singled back in the first inning. 6 hits for each team already. We're still in the bottom of the second inning. Konishi gets the sign from Alex Isola. Looks back at second, where LaGuardia is leading off. Here's the pitch home to Atari. That one is a fastball just outside, 1-0 the count. 1 balls and no strikes, 2 out. Justin Watari at the plate. Brandon De La Guardia at second. Here's the pitch. Swung on, that's a shattered bat, and that's going to fall. Jake Howard picks it up. They are going to test him, and he's going to be home. So a shattered bat RBI single by Justin Watari brings home Brandon De La Guardia. The onslaught continues. All with 2 outs, 5 runs come home for the Chico Heat.
Next up for Chico, leftover number 14, Garrett Kelly.
That'll bring up Garrett Kelly, who is the hottest hitter for the Chico Heat. Batting cleanup tonight. Garrett Kelly averaging 600 on the year so far. Only 5 games, but has 9 hits, 5 runs, 2 doubles, 6 RBIs, and a homer in those 5 games. Watari at first. 5-run inning for the Heat. First pitch to Kelly is low, ball 1. It's a shattered bat bloop single by Justin Watari to bring home Brandon De La Guardia from second. All of the runs for the Chico Heat coming with 2 outs here, bottom of the second inning. 5-2 the score. Now next pitch is low to Garrett Kelly, 2-0. Getting warm in the Rogues bullpen, Nick Parr. Garrett Kelly waits for the pitch from Kanishi. Kanishi looks at first, now comes home. Swung on, that is a shattered bat, and that is going to be caught by Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Lazy pop fly, but 5 runs come across for the Chico Heat, all with 2 outs. We head to the top of the third inning. Just a 3-run ball game. Still plenty of game left. Your Rogues are coming up. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. The Rogue Regency Inn and Suites is the official host hotel of the Medford Rogues. Whether you're in Southern Oregon for a quick stay or a longer visit, Rogue Regency has a warm, casually elegant atmosphere with plenty to offer, including Chadwick's, the official sports bar of the Medford Rogues. Make sure you head to the post-game party headquarters, Chadwick's Pub and Sports Bar in the Rogue Regency Inn and Suites. Welcome back to Medford Rogues Baseball, presented by MedfordRogues.com. Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, Top of the third inning, Rogues trailing 5-2, a 5-run inning for the Heat. Leading things off for your Medford Rogues, first baseman today, Eric Yang. First pitch to Yang, he fouled it off the third base side. 0-1 the count to Yang. Here it is. Off speed, fouled off the third base side again, 0-2. Waiting on deck, catcher Alex Isola, who has an RBI single in this game back in the first inning and was then thrown out on a great relay by Cole Lemmel and Justin Watari at the plate. 1 run each in the first and second inning for the Rogues. 2-5. That ball is also hit down the third base line, foul, just past Coach Hogan, playing the third base coach. 9 batters came to the plate for the Heat in that last inning, most of them with 2 outs. 0-2 the count to Eric Yang. Here's the pitch. Swung and a miss. It's dropped by the catcher, Jake Davison. Davison fires over to first in time. Strikeout for Eric Yang. That'll bring up Alex Isola.
Batting, catcher from the University of Utah, number 24, Alex Isola.
Doug, listening at home, Nick has stopped warming up. He's having a conversation with, I believe that's Braden Stutzman down in the bullpen. Stepping in is Alex Isola. No one on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung on hit to the third baseman, De La Guardia. LaGuardia over to first in time. Just like that, 2 down for the Rogues. Top of the third inning. Rogues trailing 5-2. 6 hits for the Rogues, 7 hits for the Chico Heat. That'll bring up Dante Gutierrez, who doubled back in the first inning and was robbed of an RBI. That was Alex Isola coming home on a great relay by Cole Lemmel and Justin Watari. Left-handed batter Dante Gutierrez steps into the batter's box. Here's the pitch from Ryan Sanchez. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 the count. And 1, 2 outs, nobody on for the Rogues, top of the third inning. Dante Gutierrez waits on the pitch. Here it is. That one's low, gets between the legs of Jake Davison. 1-1 the count. Listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Final game of a 3-game series between the Heat and your Medford Rogues. Here's the 1-1. Gutierrez fouled it back off the first base side. 1-2 the count. The entire infield grass is in shade. Most of the infield dirt in sun. There's a patch of sun in the outfield. Here's the pitch to Gutierrez. That one is called strike 3 on the inside corner. Rogues go down 1-2-3. Gutierrez not sure where that one caught the plate, but it's a strikeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
We head to the bottom of the third inning. Your Rogues are trailing 5-2 here at Nettleton Stadium. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
to a Chico team.
Fans, I can't tell you how many times we've had to replace a window at Harry and David Field because of a stray fly ball. When we need our windows fixed or replaced, the only team we trust are the folks at Bill's Glass. With locations in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass, Bill's Glass is the fastest and most affordable glass service in Southern Oregon.
Rogues fans, it's easier than ever to get your tickets to check out the Medford Rogues this summer. Visit MedfordRogues.com and click the Tickets tab to pick your seats for the next night out at Harry and David Field.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Bottom of the third inning, your Rogues are trailing 5-2 here at Nettleton Stadium. Connor Kanishi on the mound. Here's the first pitch to Wilhite. Check swing. Fouled back. 0-1 the count. Wilhite led off the second inning as well. All 9 heat came to the plate. It was a 5-run inning for Chico. Still a lot of ball game left in this one, though. Just a 3-run game. Still anyone's ball game. Here's the pitch. That one is over the head of Marcus Wilhite. Just an off-speed pitch that got away from Kanishi. No headhunting. Certainly not, I don't think. 1-1 the count. Wilhite didn't seem perturbed by it. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. 1-2. On deck for the Heat, Jake Davison, who singled and was thrown out at second on a fielder's choice. And Cole Lemmel, who has a single and a run scored. Here's the pitch. That ball's outside. 2-2 the count. Next pitch is fouled back. Sorry, just reading your guys' comments on the live stream. I love hearing from those of you at home. Makes me feel like I'm not alone here in the press box. That ball's fouled back. 2-2 the count to Marcus Wilhite. No one out here, bottom of the third inning. Here's the pitch to Wilhite. Swung on, fouled off the first base side into the Chico Heat dugout. We'll do this again, all even at 2-2 the count. Rogues leading 5-2, bottom of the third inning. Konishi gets the sign from Isola. Here's the pitch. That one inside. 3-2 the count. So a full count to Marcus Wilhite, leading things off for the Chico Heat in the bottom of the third inning. Konishi into the wind. Here's the pitch. That one's high. Ball 4. Second walk given up by Connor Konishi today. Leadoff man on for the Chico Heat. That'll bring up the catcher, Jake Davidson. Calling him Joe earlier in the ballgame. My mistake. $12 RBIs on the year for Jake Davison, singled back in the second inning. Here's the pitch to Kanishi. Davison shows bunt, fouls it back. 0-1 the count. Jaden Hanna having a quick conversation with his pitcher, Connor Konishi. Marcus Wilhite at first. He walks to lead off the inning. Jake Davison at the plate. No outs. Bottom of the third inning. Rogues trailing 5-2 here. Game 3 of a 3-game series between your Rogues and the Chico Heat. Konishi sets. Here's the pitch. High. 1-1 the count. Thank you, Steve from Sunnyvale, from joining us on the live stream. 23 of you watching. I know there are some of you not joining us on the chat. Just give us a check-in. Where are you listening from? Who are you rooting for? Here's the pitch. That ball's high. 2-1 the count to Jake Jake Davison, the catcher, waiting on deck. Cole Lemmel, who reached on a fielder's choice back in the second and scored the first of 5 runs for the Heat. Leadoff man Will Height on board, led the inning off with a walk. Here's the pitch from Kanishi. Swung on, hit softly to the first baseman. Gets off Eric Yang's glove, fires over to second in time to get the lead runner. Great play by Eric Yang. The ball bounced off his chest, scrambled to pick it up off the ground, fired over to DeLorfus, covering the bag at second to get Will Height, the lead runner. So a great heads-up play by Eric Yang. Didn't panic, knew he had time using that internal clock that the baseball players will tell you that they all have. 1 out. Jake Davison at first on the fielder's choice, bringing up Cole Lemmel. Lemmel stepping in, right-handed batter. Davison taking his lead from first. Konishi looking over. Now comes home. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Cole Lemmel doing it with his arm. Most of the damage for the Chico Heat. Throwing out Jake Helwig, trying to advance at third, back in the second. Throwing out Alex Isola at the plate, back in the first. Here's the pitch. That one is inside, evening the count 1-1. Listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com. Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. 1 balls, 1 strikes, 1 out. Cole Lemmel at the plate. Davison at first. Here's the pitch from Konishi. That one misses high. 2-1 the count. Field just about engulfed in shadows. Some streaks of sunlight out in left field where De La Cruz is playing. Konishi looks over at Davison at first. Now comes home. That one fouled back, evening the count to apiece. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Rogues trailing 5-2 here. 6 hits for the Rogues, 7 for the Chico Heat. And I don't think either of these teams are done. Konishi gets set at the hip. Now comes home. That one high, running it full, 3-2 the count. Waiting on deck, Jack Rodeville. Paint the park pink night here at Chico Nettleton Stadium at Chico State University. Here's the 3-2. That one is high. Ball 4. So now first and second for the Heat. 1 out here. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Jack Rodeville, who singled in the 2nd inning and would eventually come around to score on a 2 RBI single by Tanner Tokunaga. And I think that's going to be it for Konishi. Yep. Hogan comes out, takes the game ball. Konishi's night is done. We have a pitching change here at Nettleton. We'll be back with that new pitcher. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com. Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Heroes is the new place for gourmet subs, wraps, salads, and burgers. People are really talking about how Heroes is the best sandwich shop in town. Go give them a try. Eat like a hero. Hero Subs.
back on the road with the Rogues. Take the Rogues with you by following along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Pitching change here in the bottom of the third inning. Rogues trailing 5-2 against the Chico Heat. Runners at second and first for the Chico Heat. And on the mound, much to the chagrin of Doug Parr, Nick Parr, his son, takes the mound. Nick Parr out of Las Vegas, Nevada, attending Western Oregon University. Righty thrower, 5'10", 170 pounds, will face Jack Rodeville, the DH, for the Heat with 2 on, 1 out here, bottom of the third inning. Rodeville, right-handed batter, stepping in to face the right-hander, Nick Parr. Here's the pitch. That one outside gets by Isola. Play over at third. Runners go. A great throw by Isola gets the lead runner, Jake Davison. Another runner thrown out by Alex Isola. Nick Parr coming on, giving a high five to Alex Isola, saying, "Thanks, bud." The ball got away from Alex Isola, bounced right back to him off the brick that's in the backstop. Isola spins, fires it over to the third baseman, Hanna, who applies the tag on Jake Davison. Just like that, 2 down. Cole Lummel advances to second on the play. One out here, here in the bottom of the third. Runner on second. First pitch, that one is hit up the middle for a base hit. And the ball is going to get away from Caleb Smith. So that's going to score Jack Rodeville. He was being held up, but Caleb Smith out in center does not field it cleanly. It's going to be a run scored. I'm not sure if they'll call that an error or not, because Rodeville was being given the red light, and then when the third base coach saw that the ball bounced off of Caleb Smith, the center fielder, waved him home. They are giving the error to Caleb Smith. So an unearned run, comes in. It counts. Jack Rodeville with the RBI single. That'll bring up Grant Heisinger, 1 out, bottom of the third inning. 6-2 the score. Here's the pitch. That one's low, ball 1. Doug Parr saying that Nick is actually 190. I haven't weighed him personally, so I will have to defer to you on that one, Doug. 1-0 the count, 2 outs, bottom of the third inning. Parr looks back at second, now comes home. That pitch is hit high in the infield. It's going to be Isola or Hanna. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Hanna, who makes the catch. It was not an easy one, but that'll do it for the Heat. 1 run does come across, 1 unearned. 6-2 the score. We head to the top of the 4th inning. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We'll be back right after this.
It's going to the loudest man, so let's make some noise tonight. You want something from Round Table Pizza? Who's it gonna be? It looks like we have a winner. Congratulations to our band on your delivery of the day by Round Table Pizza.
Morton's Family Dining and Bar offers something for everyone. Morton's has a full sports bar, a separate family dining side of the restaurant, and even delivery. Check out their website, mortons.com. That's Mortons with 2 R's. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Top of the 5th inning, Rogues trailing 6-2. Stepping in is Jake Helwig, looks at a first pitch strike, 0-1 the count. Here's the next pitch to Helwig. That one is outside, evening the count at 1 apiece. Helwig walked back in the second and was thrown out on a great throw by Cole Lemmel at third base. Helwig trying to go from first to third on a single by Johnny De La Cruz. That ball is hit to the right side of the infield. Picking up backhanded is a nice play and gets the throw over in time. Great play by Justin Watari, running away from first base up the middle of the infield. Backhands it, turns, throws, fires out Jake Helwig for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Johnny De La Cruz, who has a single and a run scored. De La Cruz in his normal position out in left. From Houston, Texas, first pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Here's the 0-1. That one a curveball that drops in there nicely. 0-2 the count to Johnny De La Cruz. Waiting on deck, Caleb Smith. Top of the 5th inning, Rogues trailing 6-2. Here's the pitch to Johnny De La Cruz. Check swing, foul tipped. De La Cruz staying alive. We'll do this one again. 0-2 the count. 1 out, top of the 5th inning to De La Cruz. Here it is. High, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, all of the Rogues are terrific players, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a homer. We have a stacked roster, both in the lineup and in the bullpen, and our rotation. Everywhere. We are just stacked. 1-2. Here's the pitch to De La Cruz. That is outside. Works the count to 2-2. Alex Isola, who Laura Osman is hosting, is some ball player, let me tell you. Cannon of an arm, playing catcher, always looking to backpick on the corners. Here's a 2-2 to De La Cruz. Curveball that drops low. 3-2 now to Johnny De La Cruz. Great eye by De La Cruz, letting that pitch go by. It was a big looping curveball that just dropped out of the zone. De La Cruz working the count full from 0-2. 1 out, nobody on for the Rogues. Waiting on deck, Caleb Smith. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit to the shortstop, who loses it, picks it back up, but he's not going to get the throw off. So the ball went right into the gut of Grant Heisinger. He just bobbled it, dropped it, spun around looking for the ball, couldn't find it. When he did pick it up, De La Cruz was safely aboard. That'll be an error charge to Grant Heisinger. Rogues will take it, though. 1 on, 1 out for Caleb Smith, who flied out to left back in the 2nd inning. Smith, the right-handed batter, looks at a first pitch ball. It was a fastball. 0-1 the count. 1-0, excuse me. Caleb Smith from Corvallis, Oregon, plays for Lynn Benton Community College. Can't be thrilled with the result of the College World Series game between Oregon State and LSU. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That is hit well to right field. That's going to go by. No, it is picked off by the right fielder. A great play to hold Caleb Smith to 1. He smoked that ball. But Cole Lemmel, again, out there and right, making a great play. Jumping, backhanded, made the catch on a bounce. De La Cruz advances to 3rd, but it keeps the Rogues off the board for now. Stepping up is Clay Valenzuela-Reese, who already has an RBI single in this game. So Caleb Smith taking out some of his frustration on that baseball, but it's just a loud single. De La Cruz at 3rd, 1 out, top of the 5th inning. Valenzuela-Reese at the plate. Sanchez sets, comes home. Swung on that as it fouled off the first base side. 0-1.
That foul ball hit. Brought to you by Scratty, the best technology company on the planet. Located here in Chico.
0-1 the count to Clay Valenzuela Reese. 1 out, runners on the corners. De La Cruz at third. Caleb Smith at first. Rogues trailing 6-2, but a lot of ball game left. Here it is. That one is low in the dirt. Great stop by Jake Davidson. 1-1 the count. Now what I'm sure Hogan is telling his guys is don't try and tie or take the lead in one inning. Just get one across, get two across in an inning. Chip away, chip away. Rogues looking to do that here. 1-1 the count to Valenzuela Reese. That ball is hit up the middle. That is going to be over to the shortstop for one, who catches one, and over to first in time for two. So a double play turned by the Chico Heat ends the threat for the Rogues. De La Cruz does not come home safely. We head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Rogues trailing 6-2 here. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Most do-it-yourselfers know that if you do it yourself, you get more for your money. At No Frills Flooring, get the absolute best prices on carpet, vinyl, hardwood, laminate, natural stone, porcelain tile, and granite slabs for countertops. No Frills Flooring is a wholesale supplier of floor covering materials targeted to serving the construction industry and do-it-yourselfers. With a large selection of the most desired products available at the lowest prices, they want to help you with your project. Stop in to one of their stores located on Ross Stanley Drive in Medford or E Street in Grants Pass, or visit NoFrillsFlooring.com. When No Frills says more floors, they mean it. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. I'm sorry if I misled you back in the top. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Rogues trailing 6-2. Nick Parr on the mound for the Rogues. Leading things off is Tanner Tokunaga. Looks at a first pitch strike. 0-1 the count. Tokunaga has 2 singles in this game. The big one coming in the second. Had a 2 RBI single with 2 outs to get things going for the Heat. Here's the 0-1 to Tokunaga. That ball's outside by Nick Parr, on in relief for Connor Konishi. Konishi's final line, 2 2/3, 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 2 strikeouts. Here's the next pitch to Tokunaga. Hits it softly to Delorfus at short. Delorfus over to Yang. Strong throw. Gets out Tokunaga for the first out of the fourth inning.
Next up for Chico.
And that's got to be a huge relief for Coach Hogan, getting out Tanner Tokunaga, who has been a thorn in the Rogue side all series. That'll bring up Brandon De La Guardia, who also had a 2 RBI single in the second inning. Struck out swinging back in the first. Nick Parr comes home. Here's the pitch. That one is low, ball 1. Nick Parr waits on the sign from Isola, goes into the windup. Here's the pitch. That one is hit softly to the second baseman, Valenzuela Reese. Reese over to first. Just like that, 2 outs for the Heat. That'll bring up Justin Watari, who is 2 for 2 with an RBI.
Second baseman, number 8, Justin Watari.
Watari batting 1,000 on the year. Not sure if that's correct, but that's what Point Streak is telling me. First pitch is in there for a strike to Watari. So I guess Nick Painter looking to be the first pitcher to record an out by Watari this series. Here's the 0-1. That one's outside. 1-1 the count. Double checking the stats, he's actually batting .375. Here's the 1-1, that's high and outside. 2-1 to Watari. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. So what you're seeing on Point Streak, if you're following along the game live score, that batting average for Watari is inaccurate. However, he is batting .375 in 15 games with 18 hits and 18 walks. That pitch is high, 3-1 now to Watari. 2 out, nobody on for the Heat. Bottom of the 4th inning, Rogues trailing 6-2. Nick Parr winds, deals. That one called a strike on the outside corner, running the count full. Full count to Justin Watari. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. Nick Parr trying to get out of this one, 1-2-3. Here's the pitch. Swung on, just chipped at and foul off the third base side into the netting. We'll do this again. 2 runs on 7 hits and 1 error for the Rogues. 6 runs on 8 hits, 1 error for the Heat. Rubber match of a 3-game series between the Medford Rogues and the Chico Heat, the top 2 teams in the Great West League. Here's the pitch from Parr. Curveball that stays high. Watari earns himself yet another walk. His 19th of the season. That'll bring up Garrett Kelly, who is 0 for 2 on the day.
Left fielder number 14, Garrett Kelly.
Garrett Kelly is 0 for 2, but still the hottest bat for the Heat. Kind of the Heat's version of Eric Yang on the Rogues, who came out hot when he joined the team just a few days ago. Here's the pitch from Parr. That one is high. Ball 1. One and 0 the count. Watari at first. Garrett Kelly at the plate. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That one is a called strike on the inside corner. Great pitch by Nick Painter. It was a slider that curled back onto the plate. Started inside. To the right-hander, Garrett Kelly. Evens the count at 1-1. Bottom of the 4th inning, Rogues trailing 6-2 here in Nettleton. Parr fires over to first, nothing doing. Watari back safely. We'll do this again. Another pickoff attempt. Watari back sliding. Getting the paint the park pink jerseys dirty are the Chico Heat. Road grays for your Medford Rogues. 1-1 the count to Garrett Kelly. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That's it well to center field. Caleb did not get a good jump on that ball. That is going to be not caught. It falls out in center field. Rounding third and coming home is Watari. Kelly is in there safely at third with a triple. Caleb Smith out there in center froze when that ball was hit. Did not get a great jump on it. That ball landed maybe a foot or half a foot in front of the warning track out there in dead center, right in front of the 405 sign. It's another run for the Heat. That'll bring up Marcus Wilhite. The score is now 7-2. Garrett Kelly delivering again for the Chico Heat. That'll bring up Marcus Wilhite. 2 out still. Here's the pitch. Low. Isola fires over to first. It's going to get by Jaden Hanna heading into left field, and that will score Garrett Kelly. So that's the danger. Backpicking. Is that if the play isn't made on one of the base paths, it's off into the outfield. No one to back them up. And Kelly comes home. 8-2 now the score. That'll be an error on Isola. Here's the pitch. Swung on, that's hit high, but softly. Caleb going and tracking it. Finally comes down, makes the catch for the final out of the inning. But 2 more come across for the Chico Heat. Again, both of those runs coming with 2 outs in the inning. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning. Rogues need to get something started. They're trailing 8-2 at Nettleton. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
Be sure to follow the Rogues on social media for giveaways, special behind-the-scenes features, and more. Like us on Facebook at Medford Rogues Baseball, and follow along on Twitter and Instagram at Medford Rogues.
Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We're in the top of the 5th inning here at Nettleton Stadium. Only 2 hits separate the Heat and the Rogues. 7 for the Rogues and 9 for the Heat. However, the score is 8-2 in favor of the Heat. A few opportune broken bat singles, a couple of errors by the Rogues have opened the floodgates for the Heat. Leading things off is Davis DeLorfis, the leadoff man. He looks at the first pitch ball. That is the rally train, as they call it here in Chico. Maybe the rally train will give some luck to the Rogues. Just trying to get a few across here and get this deficit under control. 1-1 now to DeLorfis. Looked at that ball. It was a called strike. Rally train coming across with the Rogues at the plate. Here's the pitch. Curveball drops in there nicely for a strike. 1-2 the count. You can hear that train rolling by here in Nettleton. Here's the 1-2. That ball's low, evening the count at 2 apiece. Now, very interesting, you build a ballpark right next to a train track. Even more interesting, that play isn't stopped. I mean, the train is honking its horn, the wheels are chugging by. They just keep on playing. 2-2 the count to DeLorfis. Here's the pitch. Swung on in, missed. Strike 3, a great curveball by Ryan Sanchez. Retires DeLorfis for the first time today. That'll bring up Jaden Hanna, who is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. Top of the 5th inning, 1 out. Rogues trailing 8-2. Looking to get a rally started. Hanna, the left-handed batter, stepping in to face Ryan Sanchez. Here's the first pitch to Hannah. That is in there for a strike. Thank you, Frost family, for joining us, listening to some baseball while you're watching some softball. 0-1 the count to Jaden Hannah. 1 out, top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. That ball is low, 1-1 the count. So earlier in the hotel, I was watching OSU LSU, flipping between that and the major leagues, which I was watching on my computer. 1-1 the count to Hannah. The pitch, that one is hit well to left field. Coming on, he's going to make the catch, is the left fielder Garrett Kelly for the second out of the inning. So I was watching the College World Series. During the breaks, I was flipping over to the major leagues, and I realized that I was watching baseball and killing the time until I could come to the ballpark and watch baseball. Not a bad day to spend your Saturday. Eric Yang steps in, 2 out, nobody on. First pitch swinging by Yang. It's hit foul off the first base side. Giving chase is well high, but that heads into the stands. 0-1 the count. I think I may be addicted to baseball. And for those of you listening at home, if you know someone, if a loved one is addicted to baseball, don't be afraid to reach out. Show your support. Let them know that you care. And get them rogue tickets to Monday night's game. It's Mystery Monday. 0-1 the count to Yang. Fouls that one back. 0-2 now. 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning. Rogues will head home after this one, after a long road trip. Monday, June 26th. Mystery Monday. It's Kevin Con at Harry and David Field. 0-2 the count to Eric Yang. Here it is. That one is just inside. 1-2 the count. If you know a Kevin who's addicted to baseball, get him to Harry and David Field. He gets in for free. Just has to show his ID at the gate. If he's a Kevin, he gets in for free. If you're not a Kevin, that's okay. Let us know who your favorite Kevin is to get in for just $5. 1-2 the count. That pitch is low. 2-2. 2 outs. Nobody on. Top of the 5th inning. Rogues trailing 8-2. All Kevins who show their ID and all fans who let us know at the gate who their favorite Kevin is on Monday night gets a free pack of Moose Munch presented by Harry and David. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. That pitch swung on, hit softly to the shortstop, Heisinger. Heisinger running on the throw pulls well head off the bag, makes a great play, steps back on it for the final out. So 3 up and 3 down for the Medford Rogues. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your Rogues still trailing 8-2 at Nettleton Stadium. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
Become a proud owner of a Chico Heat t-shirt.
Located just 5 minutes from the I-5 in Grants Pass, Hellgate Jetboat Excursions is the only place you need to go for the ultimate Rogue River experience. Jet through historic Hellgate Canyon, lounge at the exclusive OK Corral, and feast on all-you-can-eat homemade barbecue. Visit www.hellgate.com to book your experience today. Medford Rogues Baseball is also brought to you by your local Rogue Valley Fred Meyer. Thanks to Fred Meyer, the Rogues will offer special family-priced ticket packages for each Sunday home game. That ticket package includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 fountain drinks, and 4 souvenir baseballs for just $44. And these ticket packages are only available at each of the 3 local Rogue Valley Fred Meyers. Can't get them at the ballpark. So head on over to your local Rogue Valley Fred Meyer to pick up your family fun Sunday pack.
road with the Rogues. Take the Rogues with you by following along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Bottom of the 5th inning, leading things off for the Chico Heat. Jake Davison, the catcher, takes a first pitch outside for a ball. 1-0. Rogues trailing 8-2 here. Here's the pitch from Parr. That one is a strike. Catches the bottom of the plate. 1-1 the count. Just 2 hits separate these two teams, but 6 runs is what matters. Here's the next pitch from Parr. That one gets away from Alex Isola. 2-1 the count. Rogues led off the game with 1 in the first and 1 in the second, but then Chico answered with 5 in the bottom of the second inning, would score 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth. Parr trying to keep them off the scoreboard here in the 5th. 2-1 the count. That one is low. 3 balls and 1 strike to the catcher, Jake Davison. Waiting on deck, Cole Lemmel, who has reached twice today, and Jack Rodeville, who is 2 for 2 with an RBI single. Wind up and the pitch from Parr. Swung on, hit sharply down the left field line, but foul. Right over to the Rogues dugout where as I was following the ball, I see that warming up in the pen is Medford's own Ryan Carl. Final game of a 3-game series between your Medford Rogues and the Chico Heat. Battle of the top 2 teams in the Great West League. Here's the full count to Jake Davison. Swung on, hit softly. It's going to fall in center field in front of Caleb Smith. So a leadoff single for the Chico Heat. That'll bring up Cole Lemmel. Cole Lemmel threw out 2 Rogues in 2 separate innings, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, to limit the damage. And right now, that's a big play here, because if it's 4-8 instead of 2-8, I mean, that's just a much more manageable deficit to overcome. But it's 2-8. Rodeville shows bunt, pulls back. It's a called ball. Guess that was high. 1-0 the count. Two runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Rogues. 8 runs on 10 hits, 1 error for the Heat. 1-0 the count to Cole Lemmel. That one is low, picked nicely by Alex Isola out of the dirt. 2-0 the count. Sun has officially set here in Chico. Some beautiful clouds overhead. The sky is a light baby blue, and the clouds are a bright pink. Streaks, lines of clouds. Looks like piano keys up in the sky. Next pitch swinging and fouled back. Is that going to stay in fair territory? No. Goes out of play, back behind the plate. 2-1 the count. Waiting on deck for the Heat, Jack Rodeville, the DH. Paint the Park pink night here in Chico. Heat wearing soft pink. They're not bright. The soft pink tops with their white pinstripes. Parr fires over to first. Diving back is Jake Davison, getting the jersey covered in dirt. Nobody out. Runner at first. Lemmel at the dish. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That one is just outside. 3-1 now to Cole Lemmel. So we'll do this again. Davison at first led the inning off with a single. 3-1 the count to Cole Lemmel. That one is swung on, foul back off the first base side, running the count full. Nick Parr on the mound in relief for Connor Konishi. Here's the pitch from Parr. Swung on, hit well to left center field, but high. It should be playable. Coming over is going to be De La Cruz. It'll be De La Cruz making the play in front of Caleb Smith. Not sure if Smith even saw that ball. De La Cruz had a cut in front of Caleb Smith to make the play. He does. 1 out. And that brings up Jack Rodeville. It's the breeze blowing from left to right field, slicing away from De La Cruz, but he makes the catch, stuck with it. That's the first out of the inning. Jack Rodeville at the plate, singled back in the second and scored, and then in the third delivered an RBI single, scoring Cole Lemmel. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit softly, up to the right side of the field. Coming on, Jake Helwig is going to make the catch. Didn't see it initially. Makes the catch, fires over to first to try and double up Davison. He's back safely. So 2 dicey plays out in the outfield. Both result in outs. Jake Helwig came charging, threw his hands up like I don't see it, found the ball, took a couple steps back, made the catch. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Davison still at first, led the inning off with a single. That'll bring up Grant Heisinger, the 9-hitter. Heisinger walked back in the second and scored. Here's the pitch. That one is hit to the left side of the field. Is it going to stay fair? Just foul. The looping fly ball that lands about 2 or 3 feet foul outside of left field. Count is 0-1.
Behind the main grandstands and place your bids. Bidding will conclude by the end of the 7th inning.
I'd like to thank all of you for joining us, whether you're at home in the Rogue Valley or across the country. Whether you're a nervous parent or just a fan of the Rogues. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Nick Parr. Outside, 1-1 the count. So as soon as I mention the sunset, it disappears. Sky is darkening by the minute. Still 95 degrees here in Chico. Sounds like it's not any cooler back home. That next pitch is a great off-speed that catches the outside part of the plate. 1-2 the count to Grant Heisinger. Jake Davison at first led the inning off with a single. 2 flyouts induced by Nick Parr. Has him in great position to get out of this one without a run coming across. Here's the pitch. That one is hit fouled back off the third base side. And we'll do this again. So the Rogues got 1 in the first, 1 in the second. And then the momentum just swung the other way. With 2 outs, Chico got 5 runs in the second inning, 1 more in the third, 2 more in the fourth. Parr trying to blank the Heat for the first time since the first inning in this ballgame. Here's the pitch from Parr. That one is inside. 2-2 the count. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning. Rogues trailing 8-2. Just about halfway through this ball game. Anything can happen in any inning, though. I wouldn't count this Rogues team out. They love to punch back. Here's the pitch. High, running the count full. So Davison, who is at first, will be running on the pitch with 2 outs and a full count. Grant Heisinger battling here. Waiting on deck, Tanner Tokunaga. Nick Parr gets the sign from Isola. Here's the pitch. That one's high. Ball 4. So Heisinger earns himself the walk, and that'll bring up the top of the order, Tanner Tokunaga.
Next up for Chico, center fielder number 1, Tanner Tokunaga.
Tokunaga is 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI and a run scored. We have a pitching change here in Medford. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Harry and David Field. Pitching change for the Rogues. Nick Parr's night is done. On in relief is Medford's own Ryan Carl. Carl taking some warm-up pitches. The final line for Nick Parr, 2 innings pitched, 3 heats, 2 runs, just 1 earned. No strikeouts. Ryan Carl trying to do something that hasn't been done since the first inning. Keep the Heat off the board. 8-2, bottom of the 5th inning. 2 out, but 2 on. Those 2 runners, Jake Davison and Grant Heisinger, are Nick Parr's responsibility. Fans, I can't tell you how many times we've had to replace a window here at the ballpark, well, at Harry and David Field, rather, because of a stray fly ball. When we need our windows fixed or replaced, the only team we trust are the folks at Bill's Glass. With locations in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass, Bill's Glass is the fastest and most affordable glass service in Southern Oregon. When you hear glass, think Bill's Glass. Stepping in for the Heat, Tanner Tokunaga, who is 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI and a run scored. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th, 2 on. First pitch from Carl is low, ball 1. All of the damage by the Chico Heat coming with 2 outs. 5 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth. The 2 runs for the Rogues coming with 2 outs as well. Carl looks back at second. Now comes home. Swung on, hit foul. The bat comes out of his hands. Saying he needs some rosin. And Isola will come out and have a quick conversation with Ryan Carl. Reminds me of Clay Valenzuela-Reese way back in the first series, maybe it was the second series, at Harry and David Field. His first swing as a Rogue sails out of his hands and flies into the Rogues' dugout. Sure, they gave him a good ribbing after that one. Had a great picture taken by Mike Costello. 2 great pictures, in fact. The first one of the bat just coming out of the hands, and the next one, Valenzuela-Reese's face as he watches it fly. It's a great picture. Check it up on our website. 1-1 the count. That ball is hit softly. Coming on is Caleb Smith. He's going to make the catch, and Ryan Carl gets out of the inning. So for the first time since the first inning, the Heat do not score. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Your Rogues are trailing 8-2, top of the 6th, here at Nettleton Stadium. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
Coming up the aisles with crack bags.
Rogues fans, if you're looking for a used car or truck, why not head to the dealer that will give you the best quality vehicle at the best price? Crater Lake Ford uses real-time tracking software to research similar makes within hundreds of miles to give you the best car shopping experience while saving you time and money. Crater Lake Ford. Right cars and trucks. Right prices. Right experiences. Visit CraterLakeFord.com today.
Back on the road with the Rogues.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. I'm Jonathan Kerman on the call with you. Top of the 6th inning here in Chico. A pitching change for the Heat. On in relief of Ryan Sanchez is Sam Gamboa. Sam Gamboa out of Reno, Nevada, attending Feather Rivers Community College. His first pitch to Alex Isola hit sharply to the shortstop Heisinger. Heisinger over to Wilhite in time. 1 pitch, 1 out for the Rogues in the top of the 6th inning, trailing 8-2 here at Nettleton. Sam Gamboa appeared in 3 games, has pitched 3 1/3 inning, given up 12 runs, 8 of them earned, has a not pretty ERA of 21.6. But with those high ERAs, very easy to bring that down. Rogues trying to capitalize. Dante Gutierrez stepping up to the plate. Gutierrez doubled in the first, struck out in the third. Here's the pitch. That ball's low, 1-0 the count. Waiting on deck, Jake Helwig, who was 0 for 1 with a walk. Gamboa set. Right-hander comes, winds, deals. That ball's low. 2-0 the count. Final line for Ryan Sanchez, 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. But Sanchez was in trouble in those first couple innings. The Rogues were hitting him and hitting him hard. But some great defensive plays by his outfielder, Cole Lemmel, kept the Rogues from doing too much. Next pitch is low, so 3 consecutive balls to Dante Gutierrez, the left-handed batter. 1 out, top of the 6th inning. Next pitch, taking all the way, is Gutierrez. 3-1 the count. Hitters count 3-1 to Gutierrez. Here's the pitch. That one just outside. Ball 4. Gutierrez earns himself a walk.
Now batting, right fielder number 27, Jake Helwig.
That'll bring up Jake Helwig, back-to-back left-handed batters for the Rogues. Jake Helwig hitting every ball this series to the right side of the infield. I mean, every single ball has been a grounder to the right side, either picked up by the second baseman, thrown over to first, or it gets through for a hit. No shift on for the Heat. First pitch to Helwig is high and outside. 1-0 the count. And the catcher, Jake Davison, will have a quick conversation with Sam Gamboa. So Helwig at the dish, 1-0 the count, 1 out. Dante Gutierrez at first, walked. Waiting on deck, Johnny De La Cruz, who has a single and a run scored in this one. Helwig waits. Gutierrez takes his lead from first. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul back. 1-1 the count. Helwig, one of the most consistent batters for this Rogues team, batting .326 coming into this one. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That one is in. 2-1. Helwig, a big left-hander. When I say big, I mean tall. He's tall, he's lean, he looks like a ball player. Waiting on deck, Johnny De La Cruz. Here's the pitch from Gamboa. That one's outside, so 3-1. Back-to-back 3-1 counts, 2 Rogues hitters. Heat on top, 8-2, top of the 6th inning. Rogues looking to just scrap a few across. Here's the next pitch. That one is low, and back-to-back walks. Has 2 on and 1 out for the Rogues. Brian Schnee is attending a wedding of a close friend in Connecticut. He will be back for the 3-game series against Marysville on Tuesday, June 27th. I'm Jonathan Kerman with you on the call here in Nettleton, and I'll be with you on Monday night at Harry and David Field for a 1-game series against the Lincoln Potters. So Johnny De La Cruz coming up, singled and scored back in the 2nd inning. Gutierrez at second, Helwig at first, both on walks. Here's the pitch from Gamboa. That one is a fastball just outside. 1-0 the count. I know Brian listens in when he can, attending to more personal things in Connecticut. I'm sure enjoying himself. Next pitch is 2-0 to Johnny De La Cruz. Gamboa having a difficult time finding the strike zone. Gutierrez at second. Helwig at first. 1 out, top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch to De La Cruz. That one catches the outside corner for a strike. Fastball by Gamboa. 2-1. 8-2. The Heat are on top. Rogues haven't scored since the 2nd inning. Looking to get a few across here. Waiting on deck, Caleb Smith, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That's hit well down the right field line. If it stays fair, it's trouble. It's not going to. Down into the Heat bullpen, evening the count at 2 apiece.
Brought to you by Casino 99. Your home for blackjack in Chico.
You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Here's the 2-2 pitch to De La Cruz. That one is just outside and off speed, missing the plate. Running the count full. Gutierrez at second, Helwig at first. Both walked. With 1 out here, top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch to De La Cruz. That one is hit to right field. Going back on it, Lemel is going to make the catch. Gutierrez, I don't know what he was thinking. He was halfway to third. Didn't tag up on the play. Cannot advance on a ball that was hit to the warning track in right field. So runner still on first and second, 2 outs, top of the 6th. That'll bring up Caleb Smith, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Wind is still blowing softly, but it's there from left to right field. First pitch to Caleb Smith is a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Ave TV, you are correct. Rory Miller is on vacation in England. Mike Baca has the call for the Chico Heat. 0-1 to Caleb Smith. Runners on first and second, 2 out, top of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Inside, 1-1. Waiting on deck, Clay Valenzuela-Reese, who has an RBI single back in the 2nd. 1 balls, 1 strikes to Caleb Smith. Here's the pitch. That one is hit softly, tipped off the glove of Gamboa, fired over to second in time. Picked up by the second baseman, Justin Watari, over to Heisinger, covering the bag to get the force out. So, 2 come aboard for the Rogues, but none come home. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your Rogues are still trailing 8-2 here at Nettleton Stadium. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
Steve and Rob. He'll race down to Maddie. Around.
Most do-it-yourselfers know that if you do it yourself, you get more for your money. At No Frills Flooring, get the absolute best prices on carpet, vinyl, hardwood, laminate, natural stone, porcelain tile, and granite slabs for countertops. No Frills Flooring is a wholesale supplier of floor covering materials targeted to serving the construction industry and do-it-yourselfers. With a large selection of the most desired products available at the lowest prices, they want to help you with your project. Stop into one of their stores located on Ross Anley Drive in Medford or E Street in Grants Pass, or visit NoFrillsFlooring.com. When No Frills says more floors, they mean it.
We're back on the road with the Rogues.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Bottom of the 6th inning, your Rogues are trailing 8-2. On the mound for your Rogues, Ryan Carl. Got out of the bottom of the 5th. Here's the first pitch to number 11, Brandon De La Guardia. That is in there for a strike. 0-1 in the count. Next pitch in there for a strike. 0-2. I didn't think, Mike, that your name was actually Ave TV. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one is hit high into shallow left center field. Excuse me. Coming on, it's going to be De La Cruz makes the catch for the first out. Getting a history lesson from Mike Summers. The Chico Heat is originally from the Western Baseball League. WBL was an independent league, and the original Heat actually won the WBL title twice. In 1997 in their first year with the WBL, and then in 2002 in their last year. Thanks so much for joining us, Mike. Next pitch to, excuse me, the first pitch to Watari is a called strike. 0-1 the count. I, too, actually used to work at KDRV. That's how I met Brian Schnee. Eventually followed him here to the Rogues. Can't get rid of me. Next pitch is fouled back off the third base side. 0-2 the count. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 6th inning. Justin Watari at the dish. Garrett Kelly waiting on deck. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. 1-2 the count. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on the live stream. Let us know where you're listening from. Who are you listening for? 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. That ball is hit softly to the second baseman. Valenzuela-Reese picks it up over to Yang in time. Bang, bang. 2 outs. That'll bring up Garrett Kelly, who had a triple back in the 4th inning and would eventually score. An RBI triple, bringing home Justin Watari, who was just grounded out. And I know that the Medford Rogues used to be the Medford A's. And I can't go 2 days without being told that Jose Canseco used to play for the Medford A's. First pitch to Garrett Kelly is a changeup that catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. 0-1. 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Rogues. 8 runs on 10 hits, 1 error for the Heat. Here's the pitch. That ball hit softly to the shortstop. Nope, it's going to be the third baseman, Hanna, making a great play, but not going to get Garrett Kelly, who was hustling down the line. So a great play by Jaden Hanna at third, ranging to his left. Picks it up, fires it over. An accurate throw to Yang, but not in time to get Kelly. So a 2-out single legged out by Garrett Kelly, and that'll bring up Marcus Wilhite, who is 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. Ryan Carl looks at first. Now comes home to Wilhite. First pitch to him is a called strike. Fastball, probably a four-seamer on the outside corner. Final game of a 3-game series here in Chico. Final game of the road trip for the Rogues. Carl looks at first, now comes home. That ball is outside. 1-1 the count. Sky blackening here at Nettleton Stadium. Still 95 degrees. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. Was an off-speed pitch. 1-2 the count. Now I'm sure just being out of the sun is all the relief you need. And when you've been out and it's been 105, 106, 107 degrees as it's been the last few days, 95 probably feels pretty nice. I'm in an air-conditioned press box, so this is all conjecture on my part. 1-2 the count to Marcus Wilhite. Here's the pitch. That ball is low and outside, evening the count 2 apiece with 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning, Rogues trailing 8-2. Rogues will head home Monday, June 26th. Mystery Monday. It's Kevin Con. That pitch hit softly to center field. Coming on, making the catch is Caleb Smith for the out. So the Heat strand 1. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Your Rogues still trailing 8-2. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Rogues Baseball is brought to you by our friends at Fred Meyer. Thanks to Fred Meyer, the Rogues will offer special family-priced ticket packages for each Sunday home game that the Rogues play. That ticket package includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 fountain drinks, and 4 souvenir baseballs for just $44. And these ticket packages are only offered at each of the 3 local Rogue Valley Fred Meyer stores. Don't miss out on the fun. It's Fred Meyer Family Fun Sundays. Visit your local Rogue Valley Fred Meyer today.
We're back on the road with the Rogues.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Top of the 7th inning, your Rogues are trailing 8-2 here at Nettleton Stadium against the Chico Heat. Leading things off for the Rogues, second baseman Clay Valenzuela-Reese. First pitch to Reese is down and away, ball 1. Mike, I assure you, I know I am spoiled here at Nettleton Stadium. Next pitch is outside, 2-0 the count. I haven't been to Lincoln yet. However, what I've heard is that there is no press box. You're just out there in the stands with everyone else. 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch to Valenzuela-Reese. That one's high. 3 consecutive balls to lead off the top of the 7th inning. Waiting on deck, the leadoff man, Davis DeLorfis. Sam Gamboa on the mound for the Heat. Here's the pitch. That one is low. A 4-pitch walk to lead off the 7th inning. And the Rogues like to make these late inning rallies. Let's see if they can pull out some magic here. Down 6 with 9 outs left in this ballgame. DeLorfis 2 for 3 on the day, scored back in the 1st inning, struck out in the 5th. Jaden Hanna waits on deck. Valenzuela-Reese, leadoff walk, nobody out. First pitch to DeLorfis. Called strike. 0-1 the count. Oh and 1 to Davis DeLorfis. Here's the pitch. That one inside. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Valenzuela-Reese at first. He walked to lead off the inning. Gamboa looks over at Reese at first. Now comes home. That ball hit sharply to the third baseman, picks it up, bobbles it, back over to second in time to get 1, but that's all they're going to get. The ball hopped up on the third baseman, Brandon De La Guardia. Dropped it, but picked it up, threw it over to second in time to get Valenzuela-Reese. DeLorfis reaches on the fielder's choice. That'll bring up Jaden Hanna, who is 0 for 2 with a walk today. Runner on first, 1 out, top of the 7th inning. Rogues trailing 8-2 here. Rubber match between the top 2 teams in the Great West League. Your Medford Rogues and the Chico Heat. Here's the pitch. That ball is hit to center field. Coming on, making the catch is Tokunaga. Just like that, 2 away. That'll bring up Eric Yang. Eric Yang is 0 for 3 on the day after starting out hot for the Medford Rogues. Has cooled off significantly. Waiting on deck, Alex Isola. Yang, the right-handed batter, stepping in. Valenzuela-Reese, DeLorphis at first. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled, tipped, back off right behind the dugout. 0-1 the count to Eric Yang. DeLorphis takes his lead from first. Yang at the plate. Here's the pitch from Gamboa. That ball is hit to the third baseman, LaGuardia. LaGuardia fields it cleanly over to Wilhite in time. So the Rogues do nothing with the leadoff walk by Clay Valenzuela-Reese. They strand one. We are stretching here at Nettleton Stadium. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com. Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We'll be back right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on MedfordRogues.com. Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Bottom of the seventh inning, Rogues trailing 8-2. That pitch is hit sharply by Jake Davidson, his third hit of the game. It's a single.
Next up for Chico, right fielder number 15, Cole Hemmel.
So a leadoff single for Jake Davison to start the bottom of the seventh inning. Rogues trailing 8-2 here. That'll bring up Cole Hemmel, who was 0 for 2, scored a run on a walk back in the third inning. Ryan Carl on the mound. That ball is hit to left field, so back-to-back singles given up by Carl to start the bottom of the seventh. Heater in business. So on just a few pitches, the Heat have 2 on, nobody out. That'll bring up Jack Rodeville. He was 2 for 3, 2 singles, and an RBI. Ryan Carl getting the sign from Alex Isola. First pitch, swung on, hit just foul off the third base side. 0-1 the count.
Once again, bidding for the jerseys tonight will end at the end of the
Jake Davidson at second, Cole Hemmel at first. Bottom of the seventh inning, nobody out. Rogues trailing 8-2. 0-1 the count to Jack Rodeville. Here's the pitch from Carl. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Isola. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Carl gets the sign from Isola. Gets set. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Looks back at second. Now comes home. Curveball in there for a strike. Great pitch by Carl. 1-2 the count. So 1-2 to Jack Rodeville. Runners on first and second for the Heat. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Ryan Carl looking to get his first punch out of the inning. Looks at second. Now comes home. Off speed, high and outside. 2-2 the count. Waiting on deck, Grant Heisinger. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Jake Davison at second, Cole Lemmel at first. Here's the pitch to Rodeville. That one's low. He runs the count full, 3-2. So the Rogues come back on Monday, June 26th, for a 1-game series against the Lincoln Potters. That's a Mystery Monday. It's Kevin Con. If you're a Kevin, show your ID at the ballpark, get in for free. If you're not Kevin, tell us who your favorite Kevin is and get in for just $5. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Rodeville. That one's hit sharply into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Runner is held. So now the bases are loaded, nobody out for the Heat. Coming up to the plate is Grant Heisinger. So 3 consecutive singles given up by Ryan Carl, and I think that's going to be it. Hogan's coming out. That'll be it for Carl. Carl had blanked the Heat since he came in, but is now responsible for all 3 runners with nobody out. We'll be back with that new pitcher. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Bottom of the 7th inning, bases loaded, nobody out for the Chico Heat. Already up 8-2 in this one. Stepping up is Grant Heisinger. New pitcher for the Rogues, Brady Smith on the mound. Trying to get out of a serious jam here. Brady Smith out of Riverside, California, attending Cal State San Marcos. First pitch from the big righty is outside, ball 1. Waiting on deck, the leadoff hitter, Tanner Tokunaga. Floyd looking in, getting on the same page with Isola. Here's the pitch to Heisinger. Swung on and missed. A big swing by Grant Heisinger. He wanted to send that one back to Medford. Instead, it's a strike. 1-1 the count. Those of you listening to Mike Baca, Mike Summers. Next pitch is outside, 2-1. Yes, the Medford Rogues team bus did break down late last night. A busted air compressor that sends air and fluid to the brake pads on the bus burst. Here's the 2-1. Swung on foul back. And the part will not be here in Chico in time to get the team back to Medford. The team bus is actually on loan from the Southern Oregon Spartans, the hockey team. 2-2 the count. To Heisinger. That one is swung on, hit well to left field, but De La Cruz has a play on it. We'll see if it's deep enough. It is. De La Cruz dropped the ball on the transfer. So another run comes home. That'll be charged to Ryan Carl. And now every Rogues pitcher has at least one earned run charged to him in this ballgame. So, in lieu of the team bus or staying in Chico an extra night or two, because the Rogues do play on Monday, June 26th, the team will be taking 3 separate 12-man vans back up to Medford. So runners at first and second. Davison scored on the sac fly by Heisinger. Lemmel at second. Rodeville at third. At first, excuse me. Tokunaga at the dish. First pitch is low. Trying to backpick the runner was Isola, but Delorfus wasn't at the bag. So 1 balls and no strikes to Tanner Tokunaga, who is 2 for 4 in this game with 2 RBIs. Had a 2 RBI single back in the second inning that got things going for the Heat. Here's the pitch from Brady Smith. Low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Waiting on deck, the third baseman, Brandon De La Guardia. 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. 9-2 now. Heat on top of the Rogues. Here's the pitch. That one is inside. 3 balls, no strikes to Tokunaga. So the Rogues will not be taking the team bus back to Medford. It'll be 3 separate 12-man rented vans. Next pitch is a called strike. Tokunaga taking all the way on that one. Laura, the team will be home very early in the AM. So I guess depends on whatever your definition of tonight versus tomorrow morning is. Next pitch is a ball 4. It's high. Bases are loaded again. Still 1 out, and that'll bring up Brandon De La Guardia. Assuming that this game ends at 10, which we can't assume because the Rogues will certainly come back in this one. A thrilling comeback in the 8th or 9th inning. But assuming, hypothetically, that they do not get out of here by 10, loaded onto the vans by 10:30 if everything goes well, and then you're looking at a 5.5 hour drive from Chico back up to Medford. First pitch to De La Guardia is hit sharply down the first base line, but foul. 0-1 the count. 2 or 3 in the morning is my guess as well. All in good fun, Laura. I'm just glad that we were able to find a ride back up to Medford. We weren't sure what we were going to do there for a little while. Here's the pitch. That one hits him. So it hits Brandon De La Guardia in the back. That will walk home a run. Everyone moves up 90 feet. 10-2 now. Heat on top of the Rogues. So LaGuardia hit by the pitch. That'll bring up Justin Watari, who is 2 for 2 on the day with a walk, an RBI, and a run scored. One out, bottom of the 7th, 10-2. 2 already across for the Rogues. That pitch is high and outside. Ball 1. Another run charged to Ryan Call, who loaded the bases with nobody out earlier in this inning. And now Isola is going to have a quick conversation with Brady Smith. Our assistant GM, Carolyn Birch, is down here at Chico with us. And thank goodness she is here. She was able to get the vans in time to pick up the team to get them from the hotel to the ballpark. And we will take those vans all the way back to Medford. Here's the pitch from Smith. Catches the outside part of the plate, evening the count at 1. Jack Rodeville is at third. Tanner Tokunaga is at second. De La Guardia is at first. At the plate, Justin Watari. That one's high, way outside. 2-1, the count. I do believe, Mike, that Ross and I have crossed paths in my time here. Can't say I would recognize him by face, but I'm up here in the press box. Next pitch is a called strike, fastball in the outside corner, evening the count to 2-2. I will not be driving the vans, Doug. I am unfortunately not of age, just 22 years young. Have to be a mature 25-year-old in order to drive rented vehicles. So I'll be riding with the team. That pitch is inside, running the count full. I actually offered to drive the vans, at least to the ballpark, but not able to. I'm a liability, if you can believe that. Full count to Justin Watari. Full bags for the Heat. Bases are loaded. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. That pitch way outside, not even close. Brady Smith trying to throw, not pitch. That'll walk home another run. 11-2. The score. Now, I don't doubt, Laura, that I would have the team back by 1:30 if I were driving the van. But I will concede to Carolyn and the rule of law in the land. That's going to be it for Brady Smith. Hogan coming out. We have another pitching change here in Chico. Bases still loaded. Still only 1 out. We will give you a look at the new pitcher when we come back in just 1 moment. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
Catch the Rogues all season long, right here on MedfordRogues.com.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. I'm Jonathan Kerman with you on the call. In this game, it is a 11-2 ball game. Your Rogues are down to the defending champion Chico Heat. Last game of a 3-game series. Between these two teams, the Rogues will then head back home to face the Lincoln Potters in a one-game series on Monday, June 26th. They will be taking 3 separate 12-man rented vans because the bus broke down late last evening. I actually received a ride home from the Chico Heat assistant GM. Very grateful for that. Pitching for your Medford Rogues, the RBI leader for the Great West League, Connor Lowry. He's facing Garrett Kelly with the bases loaded and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Garrett Kelly took a big rip out of that one. There's a heater by Connor Lowry. Threw it by him. 0-1 the count to Garrett Kelly. Kelly is 2 for 4 on the night, continues his hot heating since he joined the Heat. Bases loaded. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Lowry deals a fastball that gets away from him high. Nice pick by Isola, keeping that one in his glove. Evening the count at 1 apiece. Rodeville at third, Tokunaga at second. No, excuse me. That ball is swung on and fouled back. Jack Rodeville scored on that last walk given up by Brady Smith. So Tokunaga is at third, De La Guardia is at second, and Justin Watari is at first. Connor is more than decent, Laura. A terrific ball player out in center field, making some terrific plays, doing it with the bat, leading the GWL in RBIs. 2-2 the count. That ball in the dirt blocked nicely by Alex Isola. I've said it before, I'll say it again. This Rogues team is absolutely stacked with talent. No matter where you look, the batting lineup out in the field, starting rotation, and the bullpen. Top-notch, high-class guys that have been assembled here in Medford. 2-2 pitch is way inside. Scooting away from that one was Garrett Kelly, running the count full to 3-2. Again, I'd like to thank all of you for sticking with us here in Nettleton. Final game of a 3-game series. Bottom of the 7th, bases loaded, 1 out, full count to Garrett Kelly in a 9-run ball game. Here's the pitch. That one is a called ball. Just missed the outside part of the plate. Another run comes home. I know you were, Laura. I was just messing with you. So the carousel continues for the Chico Heat. Another run comes home. 12-2 now the score. Another run charge to Brady Smith. Now LaGuardia is at third, Watari is at second, and Kelly is at first. Things unraveling here for the Rogues. Marcus Wilhite at the plate. He's the 9th batter of the inning. Here's the pitch. That one's high. 1 ball, no strikes. April, I do not know the answer to that question. I joined the Rogues just this summer as an intern, being given the chance to broadcast some games. That ball is hit to left field, ranging over. He should make the play. He does. De La Cruz makes the play in foul ground, tagging, and a great throw, but not caught by Isola at the dish. So tagging and scoring is De La Guardia on the sac fly by Wilhite. So 13-2 now the score. LaGuardia the only runner advancing on that play, so now runners at second and first for the Heat. And the guy who got all this started here in the 7th, Jake Davidson, walked and scored in this inning, coming up to the plate. Connor Lowry getting the sign from Isola. Lowry set. Pitch is in there for a strike, and I actually have that information for you, Laura. Connor Lowry had 2 saves last year. 7 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings. appeared in 9 games as a pitcher for the Rogues last year. His first appearance as a Rogue pitcher this season. Next pitch is inside. Did it hit him? Yes, says the home plate umpire, Cecil Jenkins. So another hit by pitch, another free base. And that'll bring up Cole Lemmel, who singled and scored earlier in this inning. Rogues hanging their heads in the dugout. Things have just unraveled here, gotten away from the Rogues. Save for 2 innings, this is a very tight ballgame. But those 2 innings count. It's 13-2. First pitch swinging, fouled back into the netting in top of the Heat dugout was Cole Lemmel. 0-1 the count. Steve Nettleton is actually here in the broadcast booth. He's a few doors over, but he's enjoying the game, I'm sure, from the comfort of the air-conditioned press box. 0-1 the count, 2 outs, bases loaded for the Heat. Lowry on the mound. Steps off the rubber, now comes back. The drive home, I don't think, will be pleasant. That's not an experience that I would consider pleasant, Doug. 1-1 the count, that pitch is outside. But it will be better. It will be better when the Rogues make a run here in either the 8th or the 9th inning to mount a seemingly insurmountable deficit. That next pitch is outside. 2-1 the count to Cole Lemmel. Waiting on deck, Jack Rodeville, who walked and scored earlier in this game. In this inning, excuse me. 2-1 the count, 2 outs. Bases loaded for the Heat. Bottom 7. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. 3-1 now the count. That is right, Mike. The Chico Heat will be hosting the 2017 Great West League All-Star Game. Interesting twist this year. The Chico Heat team will be facing the All-Stars of the Great West League. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That one is a called strike on the inside corner, running the count full. I just found out today from the PA announcer that decision for the Chico Heat team to face the All-Stars of the Great West League was not a decision made by the Chico Heat, brought down from higher up. That pitch swung on, hit into right field. That's going to score more. 1 comes home. 2 comes home. And the Heat just keep piling on. 7-run inning, 15-2 the score now. On top of the Rogues. So Lemmel with the 2 RBI single. That'll bring up the DH, Jack Rodeville. Runners on first and second for the Heat. Here's the pitch by Lowry. Inside, attempted back pick by Isola. Back in time is Cole Lemmel under the tag. So Davison at second for the second time in this inning. Cole Lemmel at first for the second time this inning. Lowry on the mound. Here's the pitch. High. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. 2 outs, though. Bottom of the 7th. I agree, Mike. I do hope we get to see Mr. Nettleton witness the 2017 Great West League All-Star Game. That next pitch is fouled back off the first base side. 1-2, the count. So 13 runs the Rogues will overcome in these next 2 innings. Stick around. It is going to be an exciting final 2 innings here at Nettleton Stadium. Rogues trailing 15-2. 7 runs have come home for the Heat in this inning. Next pitch, off speed, called strike 3. That will end the 7th. We head to the top of the 8th inning. The Rogues are about to make a rally here, folks. I'm excited. I hope you are too. trailing 15-2, but not for long. Top of the 8th inning coming up. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We're in the top of the 8th inning, and I hope you guys are ready, because the Rogues are about to make an incredible comeback, down 13 runs. First pitch swinging for Isola, hit softly to the shortstop, Heisinger. Heisinger over to Wilhite in time for the first out of the 8th. So 1 out quickly. Top of the 8th inning. That'll bring up Dante Gutierrez, who had a double back in the first inning. An RBI double at that. Excuse me, no, not an RBI double. Isola was thrown out at the plate on a great throw by Cole Lemmel and Justin Watari. First pitch to Gutierrez, high, ball 1. Gutierrez has been out of the lineup for the Rogues, dealing with a swollen left eye. I was originally told it was a bee sting. However, I would come to be told later that it was a foul ball that hit him up in the, jumped up on him. That ball is hit softly to the first baseman, fires it over to Gamboa, the pitcher, in time. 2 downs for the Rogue. So coming up is Jake Helwig. Helwig is 0 for 1 on the day with 2 walks. So Isola was thrown out in the first at home. Helwig was thrown out at third in the second. Both plays being made by Cole Lemmel, the right fielder. 15-2, your Rogues trailing. First pitch to Helwig in there for a strike. 0-1. I know that there are 2 outs in the inning, but 2 outs is when the Rogues make their comeback. So this should be interesting. Next pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 to Jake Helwig. Here it is. Swung on, hit through the right side of the field. So every single ball that Jake Helwig has hit in this series has been a grounder to the right side of the infield. Every single one. Had most of them for hits. So that'll bring up Johnny De La Cruz, who has reached twice, got a single back in the second, and scored. Back when this was still a ball game. But first pitch swinging, and that's a base hit through the right side of the field. So now first and second with 2 outs. And what did I tell you? Here come the Rogues. That'll bring up Caleb Smith. So Helwig at second, De La Cruz at first. Caleb Smith, who is 1 for 3 on the day, coming up. And you can tell that the crowd here at Nettleton Stadium is getting nervous. They are shifting in their seats because they know what's about to happen. Here's the first pitch to Smith. High, ball 1. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning, but 2 on for the Rogues. Caleb Smith getting that all-important first ball. Here's the next pitch. Swung on, hit to the right side of the field. Fielded by the first baseman, Will Height. Fires it over to first. A close play, but they do get Caleb Smith. So the Rogues strand 2. None come across. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your Rogues are trailing 15-2. Stick around because the top of the 9th inning is going to be something special. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Welcome back. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream of Medford Rogues Baseball live on MedfordRogues.com. Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Bottom of the 8th inning, Grant Heisinger for the Heat, stepping up to lead things off. Pitching change for the Medford Rogues. On in relief for Connor Lowry, number 6, the right-hander Will Floyd. Bottom of the 8th inning, score is 15-2. Chico Heat on top. Here's the first pitch from Floyd. First pitch swinging by Heisinger, fouled back off the third base side. 0-1 the count. So after this one, the Rogues will head back to Harry David Field for Kevin Kahn on Monday night. Here's the 0-1 to Heisinger. That one is low. 1 balls, 1 strike. Then on Tuesday, June 27th, begins a 3-game series with the Marysville Gold Sox. That pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. 1 balls and 2 strikes to Grant Heisinger. With the help of Q100.3 and Rocky Tonk, the Rogues are going country. Dress like you just came from the ranch and be entered to win a pair of country crossing tickets. Next pitch is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Be one of the first 1,000 fans through the door to receive a Rocky Tonk cowbell and make some noise as the Rogues take on the Marysville Gold Sox in the first of a 3-game series. 2-2 the count to Heisinger. That pitch is called strike 3 at the knees. Heisinger doesn't like it, but he'll walk back. First strikeout for Will Floyd. On Wednesday is Rogue Credit Union Members Night. If you show your Rogue Credit Union membership, whether that's a credit card or some other form of membership verification, you get in free to Wednesday's game. Here's the pitch from Floyd to Tokunaga. That's a called strike. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. And then on Thursday is Baywatch night at Harry and David Field. Slow-mo run your way down to the ballpark. Next pitch is softly hit to the shortstop. Charging on it is DeLorfis. DeLorfis stuttered step. Just barely got Tokunaga. So Tokunaga is out at first. It was a very close play, but DeLorfis makes it. 2 outs. That'll bring up Brandon De La Guardia, the third baseman. Righty-righty matchup. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch from Floyd. Swung on, foul, back. We'll do this again. Nobody on for the Heat. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Off-speed pitch is upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strikes. So celebrate all things beach and summer and ocean and fun at Harry and David Field on Thursday, June 29th. That ball is hit softly to DeLorfis. DeLorfis picks it up over to first in time to get the Heat. The Heat go down 1-2-3 for the first time today. That will bring up your Medford Rogues. Clay Valenzuela-Reese leading things off, then Davis DeLorfis and Jaden Hanna. Get ready for an incredible 9th inning as the Rogues come back down 15-2. Stick around. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Top of the 9th inning, Clay Valenzuela-Reese lead things off with a single up the middle. Leadoff man on for the Rogues. They are cooking here in the top of the 9th inning. Down 15-2, but all that means is the story is written, ready to be written for an epic comeback. Pinch hitting for Davis DeLorfis is number 1, Bryce Tilton. The Rogues got 2 on. Running on the play and no throw is Valenzuela-Reese. So defensive indifference. Valenzuela-Reese now at second, a runner on scoring position for the Rogues. Nobody out, top of the 9th inning. Bryce Tilton at the dish. 1 ball, no strikes to Tilton. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Waiting on deck, pinch hitting for Jaden Hanna. Jaden France. The Rogues had 2 on in the top of the 8th. Would eventually not get him scored. And that ball's up the middle. And going to get through to center field. Here's the play at the plate. Not going to be in time. Clay Valenzuela-Reese scores. The Rogues have a run across here in the top of the 9th inning. Nobody out. Bryce Tilton at first after back-to-back singles by the Rogues. So now the score, 15-3. Nobody out. Top of the 9th inning. Bryce Tilton at first. Coming up to the plate, Jaden France, who pitches for the Rogues but also plays some infield. Jaden France, a big dude, right-handed batter. 6'4", 230 from Cincinnati. Running on the pitch, no throw is Bryce Tilton, so now another run in scoring position. 1 ball, no strikes to Jaden France. Bryce Tilton at second. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. A big swing by France, evening the count at 1 apiece. So the Rogues had 2 on in the top of the 8th inning. Would not get anyone home. But Will Floyd comes in, gets 1, 2, 3, the heat. Swung in a miss by Jaden France, 1-2 the count. To get this Rogues batting lineup, who are figuring some things out, back onto the field. Runner in scoring position, already 1 home for the Medford Rogues in the top of the 9th. Here's the pitch to France. Called strike 3, look it. So 1 out, still a few outs to work with for the Rogues. Stepping up now, pinch hitting for Eric Yang, is Braden Stutzman. So a lot of pinch hitting going on. Josh Hogan trying to find some bats that'll work. One out. Bryce Tilton at second. 1 already across for the Rogues. Here's the pitch to Braden Stutzman. High and outside. Ball 1. (15-3). Your Rogues are down, but they are coming back. Here's the pitch to Stutzman. Swung on, hit to the second baseman. Going to be fielded by Watari over to Will Height in time, but Bryce Tilton does advance the third on the play. So now, a run just 90 feet from home. And that'll bring up Alex Isola catching tonight, who has an RBI single back in the first inning.
How about the Rogues? Catcher number 24, Alex Isola.
Waiting on deck, Dante Gutierrez. And you can hear in the background the rally train. That pitch is called on the outside part of the plate for a strike. 0-1 the count. Here's the 0-1 to Isola. Outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bryce Tilton at third. 1 run already across. That's Clay Valenzuela-Reese led the inning off with a single. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit up the middle, and that's going to score another one. So now Bryce Tilton comes home. Second one of the inning. And it is now 15-4 as that rally train comes through the ballpark. I'm feeling something here, folks. I think the Rogues are too. Dugout's getting excited. The fans are nervously shifting in their seats. There is a significant tension here at the ballpark as Dante Gutierrez, who had a double back in the first inning and then walked in the 6th, is up to bat. Alex Isola at first. Here's the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. And that rally train coming through. Rogues trying to ride it to a win. Gutierrez, the left-handed batter, waiting on deck. Waiting at the plate for the pitch. 0-1. Here it is. That one is a called strike again on the outside corner. And I think I might need to call out Omaha! Omaha set! In reference to the College World Series that happened earlier today. I'm not down there. There are no cameras, so we'll see. Running on the play is Isola, but nobody's there at second. Davison threw the ball to second. Nobody was there. Goes right to Tanner Tokunaga. So Alex Isola is aboard. Another runner in scoring position for the Rogues. Dante Gutierrez, 1-2 the count, 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. Thank you, James. We just need to eke out this win, and then we can head back to Medford. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. So that's going to do it for the Medford Rogues. And you know what I always say is, if there was just one more inning, I think the Rogues could have pulled this one out. However, your final score tonight, the Rogues fall 15-4. They drop the series 2-1 against the Chico Heat. We'll be back Monday, June 26th at Harry and David Field. The Rogues are finally coming home. On Mystery Monday, that's Kevin Con. All Kevins get in for free Monday night. Just show your ID at the door. If you're not a Kevin, that's okay. I'm not a Kevin. Tell us who your favorite Kevin is at the front gate. Get in for just $5. All Kevins who participate and those who tell us who their favorite Kevin is gets a free pack of Moose Munch. It's delicious chocolate-covered popcorn, courtesy of Harry and David. Once again, your final score, the Rogues 4, the Chico Heat 15. We will hop on 3 separate 12-man vans and head back to Medford. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Jonathan Kerman on the call. We'll see you either at Harry and David or back here on the broadcast. Until then, sleep well, Rogue Nation.
We hope you enjoyed Heat Baseball.
Rogue Nation, thanks for listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. Listen to the Rogues all season long, live on MedfordRogues.com.